Hello everyone, I'm welcome to the Hunter Association, your source for all things Hunter x Hunter. My name is Kaige.
And my name is Dylan.
And on this week's episode, we are talking about Hunter x Hunter 1999 episodes 58 through 60.
Very sweet batch we have today. Very excited.
Yeah. Then, of course, we'll be going through our community comments. If you'd like to join in on the community and have your comment read, be sure to comment on the YouTube version on the weekly community post. Also, make sure to like and subscribe to help grow our community of Hunter x Hunter fans. Additionally, if you'd like to know when new episodes are live, click the bell to enable notifications. If you're an audio listener, make sure to rate, review, and comment on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Also, make sure to follow us on Twitter at TXHAPod, as well as Bluesky at THAPod for updates on the show. As an alternative way to submit responses to the weekly call-out post. If you like, you can also still email us at hunterassociationpod@gmail.com. Ed walked in front of the screen while I was reading that. If you're an audio listener.
Must have been very confusing hearing the laughter.
Yeah.
That was funny.
As always, we provided timestamps in the description if you'd like to skip ahead to any of the aforementioned segments. All right. News, nothing really, but again, Nen Survivor, that mobile game, is tweeting pretty regularly, so we get little bits and pieces here and there. I guess there was some... You said there's like some gameplay breakdown or whatever, right?
Yeah. There was a little screenshot kind of detailing like a skill upgrade kind of system or whatever. If you played Vampire Survivors, there's probably something very similar in that, I'm sure. It looked all very similar territory to me, anyways, even with my limited knowledge. So, you can go check out the Twitter account. I'm sure it's on YouTube as well somewhere. If you're interested in that. We did get some new pieces of art though, promoting the game, and those look nice as per usual. I really like the Kilo one they put out, especially with eating the chocolate robos or whatever it's called, right?
Yeah. Yep. Really cool. If nothing else, I'm excited to see all the new artwork that comes out of this game. It's pretty exciting, to be honest, because it's really nice artwork. It's very high quality from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, no, it certainly has a budget, so it's very weird, knowing that Hunter x Hunter is having kind of these branching out into video games and just these other just forms of media in general after not being a thing for a decade, so it's very odd.
Yeah, it is incredibly rare for an IP, unless you're like Dragon Ball or Naruto, to have video games and other things in that same vein coming out without an anime on air, let alone a manga being published. There's nothing. That's just crazy. I don't know what is happening right now with Hunter x Hunter, but it's having some kind of weird marketing boom.
Yeah, like a resurgence of some kind. It's that just speaks to the powerfulness of Hunter x Hunter's IP in general, right? It could be stagnant for as long as it has been, but still as popular as ever, if not increasing in popularity somehow as more people get exposed to it. Makes you wonder when the anime eventually inevitably comes back in some way, shape, or form, whether that be in another reboot or not, right? How much higher that ceiling will even go. Things to think about.
Yeah, exciting times for Hunter x Hunter, to be honest, even though we've been pretty we haven't heard from Togashi in a minute, but still, regardless of hearing from Togashi, a new batch is just around the corner.
Absolutely, yeah. So, let's be patient on that. But aside from Nen Survivors, there's no news to really speak on, unfortunately.
Yeah. One more thing to note before we get into the discussion is that we are going to be changing the pace of our 99 viewing.
Mm-hmm.
So starting next week, we are going to be watching 2 episodes a week instead of 3. This is for a few reasons, but the main reason is simply just because this lines up kind of perfectly, because we have, following this batch, we have 2 episodes left of the TV run, the TV broadcast, and that'll just cleanly end us, and we don't have to dip into the OVA for 1 episode. And from there, all of the OVAs are an even amount of numbered episodes. It's 8, 8, and 16, I think. So,
that sounds about right.
It just kind of works. We'll cleanly finish each OVA and not have to bleed into another thing every time.
And then the plus side of this as well for you long essay comment enjoyers is that because there will be less content overall to cover, 2 episodes basically instead of 3, You should theoretically have a little bit more space to elaborate your thoughts better on some certain topics or subjects of these episodes. So we're hoping that this provides you a better ability to express your opinion on these going forward for the rest of the series.
Absolutely. The sacrifice we're making here is that it pushes the finish line on it pretty far back, but it's whatever. We weren't going to finish this before the new batch anyways, unless the new batch is farther away than we're thinking. But I don't know if you guys know how much we have left. We actually have quite a bit. There's 92 episodes total, so we're not really close.
No, we're really not. I think we'd be optimistic, or I mean, the most optimistic we could get at this point is like finishing York New before the new chapter batch happens, which would be nice. That'd be a nice little, clean break in between, eras of this podcast, I suppose is the best thing to call it. But we're taking it as we go. And we just feel like this will be the best format to take on going forward in the best interest of everybody.
Yeah. And of course, character retrospectives will still be a thing at the beginning of every month. That's not changing.
And that being said, today's episode will still be covering 3 episodes, obviously, 58 through 60.
Yep, this is all effective next week. So next week will just simply be 61 and 62. I even updated the graphic that I post on the call-out post to be an and symbol instead of a through symbol, just to make it absolutely clear that it's not like, multiple episodes. No risk of confusion.
There we go.
All right. With that being said, I think we are ready to check out these episodes.
Yeah, there will be a lot to talk about. Let's go ahead and get into it.
All right, everybody, welcome to our discussion on Hunter x Hunter 1999, episodes 58 through 60. Starting off here with episode 58, Gon Killua, Deadly Chase.
Yeah, seems on point.
Yeah, good title. So we start with a little recap of where we left off. It's just them leaving Zepile, who does not reappear in this patch, by the way, and I'm starting to wonder if he even will reappear. Period, because I feel like he was shown in the manga at this point. Again, he was working with Leorio, but I don't know. Reshuffled events, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, he will show back up towards the end of York New, right? But I don't think we'll be seeing him again anytime soon. He was named dropped, but
he was.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe he won't have like
actually pretty important.
Yeah, actually, maybe he won't have Hulk skin next time we see him. Maybe they
yeah, you look disgusting still in that preview or the recap. Okay, so when we actually start the episode, though, we are seeing like the apartment or the new hotel room that the Kurapika gang is staying at. And my immediate thought, like before we even saw Kurapika in the scene, because I just figured where it was going, I just thought like, okay, why did we not end the Uvo fight episode with this instead of cutting back to Gon and Killua and them?
I was thinking the same exact thing because one, this would have been a banger episode ending, right? I think. And then 2, this further reinforces my own thoughts as well as many others that we've seen, talk about this that episode. That damn, they really do the aftermath of the Uvo Kurapika fight extremely well. Like the tension is palpable even in this scene.
Even here, episodes later.
And so this further reinforces my critique on the prior episode as well, because if this was included instead of the Team Scalper shit that we were seeing towards the end of it, it would have felt like a more cohesive package overall, as an episode. So, frustrations from the last batch are still a little high because of that. But that being said, I loved this segment. It was fantastic, I thought.
Yeah, basically to summarize it, it's just Kurapika comes back and he is disheveled. He is just totally not feeling it. His cheeks are all sunken in, and that stays the case throughout this whole batch, in fact, which I think is a really nice touch.
Yeah, he's just visually his ass is kicked basically the entire time he's on screen for this entire batch, which is crazy. Kind of keeping that detail in the multiple episodes even. But yeah, So basically, he walks into the room and just kind of he looks disheveled, like you said. Walks past everybody, doesn't say a single word, just goes to his room as Leon is being distracted still by playing cards.
Yeah.
With a bodyguard. Just yeah, it's a very like it's hard to describe the actual like feeling of the scene in words. I think like it's just kind of something you have to like see for yourself.
Yeah.
But man, like it's
very
just like
moody.
It puts you in the shoes of like the other bodyguards almost, where like you don't even know what to say. Like
yeah, like this is just. And I think all of us have experienced something like this before from their perspective, like a friend having gone through something like horrific, and you're just like, man, fuck, dude, I don't know.
Like you can't help, but you want to, but there's no way you could. Like,
yeah, and the way this scene ends is, oh my god, it's so good. I got chills when Kurapika is just at the edge of this bed and he's just repeating that same prayer that he started the fight with, or whatever it is, prayer chant. I don't know what it is. All anime original stuff, but man, this is the stuff that 99 succeeds at. It's just such a good set, tonal piece. What's it called? Mood piece. There's a word for it.
Mood setter.
Mood setter, sure. Tone setter.
Sure.
Yeah.
Tone setter. There we go. Okay, we're getting there.
Yeah. We got somewhere, I guess.
Yeah. I also want to take a moment for this scene to start praise for one of like many such events I found throughout this entire batch that I really want to talk about as we get further in, is the audio design and also soundtrack usage of these episodes.
Yeah.
This was a great example here as well, where like they kind of had like the music and just like overall like ambiance of like the environment they're in, which is like that hotel room, kind of like drown out Kurapika's chant almost. Like he's like silently reciting this to himself, but it's very quiet. Like you can like barely hear it over like the music that's playing. That's kind of like swelling and like building the tension of the moment. And I really love that. It just kind of increases that like solemn like feeling that Kurapika's going through at this point in time.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And yeah, when Dylan says quiet, he means it. He's like, you can barely hear him. If there weren't subtitles, there were parts where I wouldn't even know he's saying anything. It's just so quiet.
Exactly.
It's brilliant though. Like that's such a rare thing to see in animation, because they're usually, you got to make your words loud so that way it's understood that there is even dialogue happening. But yeah, that was a very, very well done scene. I thought that was a great way to start the episode, but it would have been an even better way to end that previous episode.
Yeah, I'm still mad about that, but it is what it is. We're past that now. I don't want to harp too much on the prior batch in an episode about this current one. But fantastic stuff.
Yes. So now we're back to Team Scalper, but this is the good banger part of Team Scalper, so can't complain here. They are hot on Nobunaga and Machi's trail. Machi and Nobunaga are just kind of talking like, you think Uvo's really dead? And they both, they both think so, but Nobunaga's more in denial about it, I would say.
Yeah, I interpret this like part of the story with Nobunaga specifically about like him he's in denial basically, and he knows he's in denial about it, but like that's his friend, so
yeah. We like basically get to see all the stages of grief with Nobunaga throughout this whole section of the story, which is really cool actually.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite parts about this stretch of York New. It's just the character dynamic from him especially just adds a lot of like drama to the situation, and it's really entertaining all the while.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, while they're talking, and Team Scalper is up on the their seat in the the restaurant, whatever it is, as they get the word from their informant that they paid that they are the couple across from them, a couple as they call them, but we know they're definitely not a couple. As they continue to talk just about Uvo generally.
Yeah, like would he actually lose in the fight? Nobunaga kind of explaining that like, like he one-on-one fights, like I don't know. He's smarter than he looks basically, right? Like is kind of what Nobunaga's saying. So that's part of his denial, like, like Uvo wouldn't be that stupid to like just die immediately like that,
Yeah.
But, like,
and later on he'll even say like he must have been ambushed or something, like it had to be like a cheap dirty trick or something, but
which he's not wrong, but
sorta, yeah.
Yeah. But like Machi's whole role here is to kind of like bring him down to earth a little bit. Like I don't know, just a gut feeling. But like if he's not back, then you know, I think he's probably gone.
Yeah. So he's resolved to take down the chain user, obviously, and the boys are now kind of debating like, can we really do this? Like, is there even a point in going after these guys? They do like the whole imagine there's two Hisokas at the table analogy to Leorio, which is funny.
I find this whole situation just extremely funny though, because like they literally just like wired over all that cash to that couple that found them, and now Killua's like, I don't know, man, this is a bad idea. Let's not do this.
Yeah.
Immediately after the money's already sent.
Yep.
But yeah. So and Killua right off the bat too is like, yeah, no, you guys shouldn't stand out. Also, like they're probably actively like trying to sense if anyone's following them as we speak. So overall, just kind of a shitty situation for them. Like, what do you do there in that situation?
Yeah, and all the while they're talking about the fact that they probably know they're there. The two of them are talking about the fact that they know they are definitely being targeted right now.
Mm-hmm.
They can't feel them or sense them, but they know that somebody is watching them currently.
Yeah. And they're very. And what I love about this is just this shows how skilled the Phantom Troop is without even doing anything. That like they're so it's very like implied here that they absolutely know that they are being watched to some degree, but like they're just so nonchalant, don't even bring it up, and they're just arguing about like what to do when they see the chain user all the while. Like it's not even like of concern to them, and that shows like, oh, like this is big, you know. And obviously we know that because it's the fucking Phantom Troop, right? But it's just like it's fun seeing this little like small showcase like for the boys specifically for going Killua. They're obviously leagues above them without even doing anything.
Yeah, they can just tell. These are dangerous people. Mm-hmm. So they do their coin flip thing to decide like, Will they take Kurapika in Dead or Alive? And they do it. We don't get to see the result. And as they do like a cool transition where Machi's like lifting up her hand to show the coin, and that cuts to Kurapika. Thought that was fun.
Yeah, love that.
So Light is here. He's landed in York New, and he's just kind of talking to Neon, trying to get her to stop her whole mission for the mummy here.
Yeah, like she's very hard-headed to say the least, right? So
yeah,
gotta bring the dad in.
Yeah, and he successfully does convince her, seemingly, but as
we'll get
Neon, as Neon's leaving the room, she calls doubt, which the game that she and also the troop were playing before, which is just I think it's just bullshit. The game, but they call it doubt. I don't know if that's a Japanese thing or if it's a censorship thing. I'm not really sure.
Maybe both. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be both. I don't know. I've never heard it called doubt before. But so she leaves, and Light stays and talks with the bodyguards and gives them the rundown about how all the treasure, the items up for auction are likely with the troop because all of the Shadow Beasts were killed, except for Owl, which he does shout out, by the way.
Let's go, Owl.
Let's go, Owl. So, they are now in a situation where they got to get the stuff back, but that's not exactly an easy task. So he says that the Dons have hired like another elite group of assassins, even better than the Shadow Beast. Hard to imagine.
Until you see the guys that they pan to immediately.
Oh yeah. So we got our boys Landon and Zeno and Silva Zoldyck, and they
love the
sick
shot
as
they
hell.
Yeah, like that.
You want to talk about aura?
Yeah, that's aura for sure. Like I don't even know what that was flying about, weird plane snake thing, but like the way like Silva's hair is just like blowing in the wind as it like rides over them.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. Whew.
Yeah.
Love that.
It's so cool. I love them so much. Gets me very excited for what's to come next patch.
Mm-hmm.
So Light. Oh, go ahead.
I wanted to mention something where, like, did you notice? Like, I can't remember if this was the case in the other eye catches, but like, did you notice like the little like skull like image that started forming in like the middle of the ring, like in the eye catch? I
Oh
can't
no, I
remember if
didn't.
like if this episode was when it started or if it was happening in prior episodes too. But I just noticed it when I started this batch, and I was like, huh, like that's really interesting. You can see
Oh,
like a very
yeah,
small thing like
yeah.
developing
It's
in the
the
thing.
yeah. I wonder. I don't know if that's been there or not. Now I can't remember.
I wanted to
That's
shout that
cool
out because
though.
like I noticed that I was like, whoa, wait, that's cool. We're developing
Yeah,
the eye catch now.
yeah. That is pretty cool. I hope that continues. Maybe it'll become like more solid as we end.
Hmm.
So, uh, Light tells Karapika that he'd like him to join the team of assassins because he has killed a spider. He's capable of it.
Actually,
And
I don't even know if he knows that he killed a spider. I think he's just under the assumption like, yeah, you're probably most equipped to even kill a spider in the first place.
yeah, I
Like
guess it's up for interpretation on whether or not they know because he doesn't. I mean, he doesn't speak a word really in this whole batch aside
hmm.
from once. So who knows? But yeah, regardless, whether he knows or not, he believes him to be capable of doing it.
Yeah, I don't think it really changes anything if he does know or not.
No,
But like, it's just something to think about. Like, I don't even know if any of them know that he killed Ubo necessarily.
I have to imagine they would assume he did, given the fact that he came back.
Right.
But who knows?
Yeah, tough call. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess the implication is like, given the circumstance, yeah, he probably did kill him. But like, just the fact
Hmm.
that Karapika hasn't uttered a single word basically is interesting.
Yeah. So after that, we cut back to Team Scalper, who, actually the troop, I guess more specifically, they are Machi and Nobunaga have started to move.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, all right, we doing
Got
this or not?
Yeah, gotta make a decision now.
Yeah. And they're just like, I mean, we already came this far, might as well just do it.
Mm-hmm.
And Kilo is not super happy about it, but he will do it.
Yeah, Killua
So
is basically saying like, okay, like we can try, like we'll do it. We're already here, but is basically being commander of this entire mission now.
yeah, yeah,
It's like we got to use Zetsu. That means Leorio, you're shit out of luck. You're staying here, buddy. Sorry.
yep, yep.
And he makes Gon promise him two things. If they spot either of them, they stop right away and get away as quickly as possible. And then the second one is that for what was that?
If they
Yeah,
split up,
Yeah, if they split up at all, then they abort as well. Because that's just yeah, they stay together basically.
yes. So, yep, they do that. They start trailing them. Well, actually, first, I guess there's a funny little moment with where Gon talks about how he was able to trail Hisoka for like a whole day, and Kilo's response to this is hitting him in the head, which I don't fully understand, but it's funny.
Yeah, well, because even Gon was like, "What was that for?" And he
Yeah,
said,
he's just like, I don't
just
know.
because.
Felt like it. I feel that. All right, so now they're trailing them. It's a whole sequence, which is kind of weird to be honest. There's a lot of like just still imagery, and they just kind of like slide PNGs across like still backgrounds. But
Yeah.
it's whatever. Ultimately, like who cares that much?
I mean, like I've seen worse implementations of this kind of thing in other anime, so like it's really whatever. Like I don't know. At least
Yeah,
the
One Punch
backgrounds
Man
look.
season 3.
Yeah. Actually, that's a direct call out to that. Yeah, no Garu to be spotted here though, sliding down a hill.
Not
Thankfully.
yet.
But like at least to that credit though, at least the background images here look like pretty interesting. I think they stand
Yeah.
out even when it's just PNG sliding across them.
Yeah, yeah, it's nice looking. So yeah, they just keep trailing them all the while. They know they're being trailed, and also the boys feel like, they feel like they know, and they also feel like they're walking into a trap.
This is the beginning of what I really like about the segment. Also, in developing Killua's kind of sense of like incapableness, I guess. Where like even Killua's like mentally noting to himself, like I would notice like any change of behavior if they like knew that they were being watched. So he's so confident at this point that like where like we're good. They don't notice us at all. Meanwhile, when we immediately cut to Machi Nobunaga, like, yeah, we're being followed, aren't we? They're like, yeah, we are. So
Yeah.
it's beginning of that little trend, but it's entertaining stuff. I think I like just getting into this like mood, like this like analytic mood with Hunter x Hunter. And this sequence has always been something that I really like get invested in, just because it's very like strategic thinking. And 99 is no exception with its adaptation. I approve.
That's still very intense. I do, whatever. I like 2011 more, but whatever. Who cares? I think this is still good on its own.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, they eventually get to the little open area between all the, I don't know, apartments or something. I don't know what the hell this place is, to be honest. Just some place with buildings. Empty buildings. And, I mean, this is like the most obvious trap in the world, or bait, at least.
Yeah.
And so we're just kind of stuck. Like they're waiting for them to make the move, and Gon and Kilo are like, I mean, what do we even do? They're just like standing still.
They're standing in the middle of this like field like, with all these buildings around them, like very obviously waiting for something. And even Machi says out loud, like, they're not taking the bait.
Yeah.
Not that Gon and Killua could like hear her necessarily, but I just think it's really funny that she exclaims that out loud. If that was the intent.
Funny. So, eventually, though, after some talking, nothing like too crucial was said there.
Just that like they think they're having a bit of a predicament of like predicting if whoever is following them is related to the chain user.
Yeah,
that's the setup to like a bigger plot line with that. When we get into like the next episode, especially, but.
Yeah, Machi's of the opinion that they do work for them, but Nobunaga thinks the chain user works alone. So they get a call from Crollo, who they just explain the situation to him, and he's like, "Oh, well, got some good news," and we don't get to hear what he says, but we do see Nobunaga turn and look directly at Gon/Kilo. We don't know which one; doesn't really matter. And then the boys run, and they are stopped by Pakunoda and Finks, respectively.
Yep. Oh my god, I love this scene every single time, no matter
It's
the adaptation.
So cool. I love it. It's so smart and intense. So immediately Killua acts. He starts doing the whole jumping around the walls thing. Iconic. Finks catches him, goes for a kick, fails, grabs the floor, does the twist, rips his skin, backs off, and Finks does the whistle, which I love so much. I always love that little whistle he does.
Yeah, he's like, wow, not bad.
Damn, bro.
So Killua's legs are kind of fucked up right now, and Nobunaga is like in the window of a 4-story building. So
yep,
it's kind of a wrap here, I think, man.
Yeah, this is it.
And Killua knows this too. You could see it on his face, like as it happens. Like shit, like this is good.
it is over.
Notably, we do hear Finks' voice for the first time in this adaptation.
Finks is speaking, and out of the Pharaoh outfit. Thank God.
Thank God. Don't see him
sounds good
again. I think. Yeah, no, I like it. Sounds very, very Finks-like. I think.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get more of him. More so on Greed Island, but he's here too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then he reveals that they were trailing them the whole time. So. Three layers of trailing happening here.
Sent by Crollo too for this one. He did not trust Nobunaga on his own, evidently.
No.
Right call, but like, damn, yeah, he knows him like the back of his hand.
Yeah. So they reveal that. That's basically the end of the episode. There, it's just they're cornered and stuck. So that's episode 58. What do we think?
Really good, I thought. Not like the strongest episode ever, but like, yeah, I mean, I love I liked how they did the sequence with Gon and Killua chasing Nobunaga and Machi, and it just, there's kind of suspension layered throughout the entire episode. On top of that, it was a really strong opening to the episode with that Karapika sequence.
Yeah,
I don't really have a lot to complain about. And again, the soundtrack in this episode I thought was really good too, and it only gets better in this batch also, spoiler alert. So I'm a fan.
Yeah, I have to agree. I thought this was a really good episode, honestly. It's minimal complaints, like some of the chasing sequence was a little dull to look at, but ultimately I just don't care all that much. It's fine.
It's more about the tone setting in that part in particular than anything else, also. So I can let that slide a little bit with just like
Yeah.
doing sliding PNGs, you know.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. All right, so that brings us now to episode 59, Nest of Spiders, Captive, Killing Technique. It's a lot going on there.
Yeah, that's a mouthful.
So obviously we pick up where we left off. The boys are stuck, trapped, nowhere to go. And Pakunoda is asking Gon if he knows the chain user. And at this point, no, not at all. Gon genuinely has no idea what is being talked about.
Also worth noting that Machi immediately is like, I feel like I've seen this boy somewhere before.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Nice little continuity from Heaven's Arena there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Surprised she doesn't just straight up remember him, but, whatever.
I guess she wasn't, like, heavily involved with any of that. She probably just kind of saw him from afar, right?
Yeah, so. True. Probably didn't matter much to her.
No, but in any case, she thinks that he's working with him, even if he doesn't say it immediately. It's like, you're coming with us.
Yeah. And this is also the first time we hear Pakunoda speak, and she sounds very different than what I was imagining, to be honest. She's kind of like, feels like older. Like she has like kind of a little bit of a witch voice to her.
Yeah, a little bit, but I also kind of like it at the same time.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It makes her sound
dislike it.
Despite the witchiness, like you said, it kind of makes her sound a little bit more sophisticated than the other spiders to a degree.
Yeah, I can see that. That's true. Like less of a savage.
Which makes sense considering, her nun ability and all, right? She's kind of like the brains of the team to an extent.
Yeah. Other than Crollo.
Other than Crollo, but Crollo is in a league of his own, so he doesn't count.
Yeah. So, meanwhile, in the Nobunaga room, he's asking Kilo the same question, like, do you know the chain user? He also does not know. And then he also asks, who taught you how to shadow? He's really trying to get that info out of him. And he, eventually says it was a master of the Shingen Ryu named Wing, yada yada. Doesn't matter. That's completely irrelevant to Nobunaga. I don't think he really gives a shit. But
that was trying to just fish information about if it's related to the chain user that like taught him, like because he has the suspicion that like maybe the chain user is like his master, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. So now then he asked another question. Do you want to die now or later? Good question.
Oh my god. Kilowatt chooses the very obvious answer here.
Yes.
Which Pakunoda then gets a call about as Gon is like, no, like, it's like, I'm telling you, I don't know who this fucking chain user is. And she's like, oh, your friend just kind of just surrendered, so.
Yeah. I just imagining how frustrating that would be to be in their shoes, like they are tracking them for completely unrelated reasons, but they're going through this whole ordeal with this chain user that you genuinely have nothing to do with and don't know anything about. It's just a horrible situation to be in.
Yeah, and they're so like stuck on this, like, no, they have to be related in some way.
Yeah.
Why would they be following us otherwise, So it's like, god damn it, that's like the worst possible timing for that.
Yeah. Oh, it's so bad. So they are taken to the hideout, and we see all the troop, and notably Hisoka, who is thinking to himself, I better just play dumb on this one.
Mm-hmm. Which Gon almost blows his cover immediately. I love that every time.
Yeah. But they have a great save, which I always love. Kilo was like, the girl. The arm wrestling girl.
Shizuku, yeah.
Yeah.
And I love how they extended it a bit even further with Shizuku being like, I don't remember this at all. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, she doesn't remember jack shit ever. But they all remember, so they pass.
No, but I like how like the entire troop gets into a conversation over this as well. It's like, oh yeah, no, you did wrestle.
Yeah.
And you got your shit kicked in, remember?
Yeah. So Nobunaga's like, oh, so you're good at arm wrestling. All right, brother, let's go.
Ugh.
And to continuously arm wrestle, and I mean, obviously Nobunaga's kicking ass.
And he's just like, again, asking him questions repeatedly, bloodying Gon's hand the entire time. It's kind of like, it's like weird to watch. Like, it gives you a weird feeling watching it, because like it's like kind of like torture almost.
Yeah,
But, like,
sort
it's,
of.
like, in Nobunaga's own weird way. Because like it's,
Mm-hmm.
I say torture in the case of like, as putting yourself in Gon's shoes here, like you can't really do shit. Like you're just kind of have to endure this.
Powerless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's just letting out his frustrations, talking about Uvo. Like, you must be an enhancer. He was an enhancer too. And that's when he keeps talking about him and eventually starts crying. He's just really frustrated about the fact that like there's just no way you would have never lost a fair fight. Had to have been ambushed. Chain user sucks ass. Hate that fucker.
Yeah.
Yada yada. You know the deal. And then Gon snaps in return. He's like, okay, you're crying over your buddy, but like you killed an unbelievable amount of people, and I doubt you ever shed tears for them. So
And
he's pissed.
It's the fact that he exclaims that, showing so much emotion over it, and then he just like slams Nobunaga's hand into the table as well immediately. Which I love how they do that to just like immediately showcase like, Gon obviously gets fired up and powered up by like his own emotions himself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So again, guy got like a typical enhancer to Nobunaga's credit, which kind of leads into a whole other thing right immediately. But it's just I love this scene a lot, and I think 99 did it justice for the most part.
For sure.
The orange aura glow around the hand, especially, I think really like added to it.
Yeah. They looked really nice. I will say the lighting is a little weird. I kind of thought it'd be darker in here, which is like one of the rare cases where 2011 is actually darker than 99. This was a very well lit hideout, I guess.
I'm glad you pointed that out because I thought the same thing. Like, why is it so bright? But
yeah, it's like this is brighter than all of Heaven's Arena somehow.
Yeah, which like isn't the biggest deal in the world because like it's daylight still, presumably like when this is happening. There's like holes in the ceiling and whatnot. Like it's believable lighting, but like it's just weird because like you would expect this of all things to be as dark as 99 has.
It just doesn't. It like contrasts with the tone. I feel it's really distractingly bright. I feel.
Sure, yeah, that's fine. That's a reasonable take. I could take it or leave it, but
yeah, I mean it's ultimately whatever. Like, but it's just a little distracting.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, though, they get into this whole dispute about. So no, what, does he say it yet? That he wants to
no. So Gon beats
later?
Nobunaga in the arm wrestling contest, and then Phaeton immediately comes and tries to snap his arm.
Yeah, and Nobunaga wants them unharmed. Does he say that he wants them recruited yet, or is that later?
No, that's after this. So, just to set the scene, Phaeton tackles Gon, basically, looking like he's going to break his arm. Killua takes, like, one step, and Hisoka's like, yeah, no, move and you die, kid. Sorry. Mm-hmm. No hard feelings.
Yeah.
And then they get into a whole dispute. Nobunaga's like, whatever you're about to do, Phaeton, don't do it. Like, and then they get into a huge argument. They're like, okay, fine, we do the thing, we flip the coin, see who wins, Nobunaga wins it, obviously. Phaeton lets him go. And then this is where Nobunaga brings up what you're talking about here.
Yeah. He wants to recruit the kids. He wants to, it's
specifically Gon. He doesn't care about Killua, presumably.
He doesn't really give a shit. Nobody does. Poor Killua.
I will say also Pakunoda.
That's what I was about to talk about. That's because that's before the Nobunaga thing. Killua starts to figure out who the chain user is. He deduces it from what even sets him off exactly?
It was Pakunoda saying that like as far as I can tell, neither one of them knows anything.
Right. So yeah, he. Before he realizes Kurapika, he first realizes this. So he understands now
she says they have no memory of the chain user, and that's what set him off.
Right. Yeah. So he then thinks back to the car ride here where she put her arm around him and asked him questions. So he's like, okay, so she must be able to read minds through skin contact.
Mm-hmm. And so now this is a bad situation because now Killua actually knows who the chain user is. So if he gets, if Pakunoda goes to read his mind again, Kurapika's fucked.
Yeah, I guess I skipped over it by accident, but at some point here, he did figure out that the chain user was Kurapika. I don't know how I missed that part, but yeah, he did figure that out. Now that he knows both of these things, he realizes, okay, if we stick around and she checks us again, it's all over.
Mm-hmm.
At least him. I guess if they check him, they'll be fine.
May not be over. Well, it could be over for them too, because they'd be like, "Oh, so you were related to the chain user," and then they die.
Yeah,
that'd be bad for everybody, I think.
Sure would be. So they're about to send them on their way because there's no reason to even keep them around if they're not related to the chain user. Mm-hmm. But then Nobunaga is like, "Join us. Come aboard."
Gon's reasonable reaction to this is, hell no. Why the hell would I ever join you freaks?
Not in a million years. They're all like, I mean, you can do this, but like you're doing it yourself. We're leaving. See ya.
Yeah, we got no part of this, Nobunaga.
Yeah. So he's left to babysit them while they wait for Crollo to return, and the rest head out to continue their search for the chain user. Then after the title card, we get another shot of the troop, and we see Benolanov again, who just really looks like a absolute freak. I don't like the weird, like strap look that he has initially.
It's really weird. I don't know what to think. Whatever. We don't see like a close up of him really like at all still. So
yeah,
I can't really judge too heavily.
I'm pretty sure the next time we see him, he'll just be in his mummy wraps like normal. But yeah, he's currently looking like that, which is so weird. But Shalnark comes in and he's like, all right, I got all this stuff, got info on the bodyguards, and none of them really give a shit, to be honest.
They're all kind of like if this was like a group chat, everyone's sending like reacting with like the nerd emoji
yeah, literally.
Shalnark.
That's exactly what's happening.
I felt kind of bad for him as this was happening.
Yeah, I did too. He's just trying to help.
Like he's even saying like, look, like I don't care if like you guys killed them already. Like this is just helpful to reference. Like Hisoka doesn't want it. Yeah, oh my god, it's so funny. I loved it so much.
Yeah, this is a really funny sequence in general. So after all this, they're gonna go out and search for people that might know the chain user. They decide to go in groups of 2, and eventually Machi's like, "Well, okay, who am I going with? Because Nobunaga's watching the kids." And Shalnark's like, "Well, I guess you get the odd man out." And then we get a quick shot of Hisoka doing this little wave, and the sound he makes is so funny. It's like the most cheerful, like innocent hi ever. It's so cute.
He's just happy to be there.
Yeah, but she is not happy about it.
No, not at all. That's what makes their dynamic fun, though.
Yes, I love those two. So, back with the Gon, Killua, and Nobunaga, they are just stuck in this one single room. They've moved to the room with a one window, one door. That's it. Mm-hmm. And they are just chilling, and Killua is just kind of reflecting on everything that's happened in the past however long it's been.
Nobunaga's aura farming on the ground
also. Oh yeah, he sure is. Successfully.
Yeah.
And he's having a bunch of imagery, and Ilumi is talking in his head. It's definitely like early signs of the needle, which is cool.
Yeah, and again, this whole sequence that plays out here, I actually really like how 99 does this with just like
me too.
Ilumi just like coming in and out of his own thoughts as like he was obviously struggling. Like can I even muster up the strength to even like fight somebody like this, basically, right? And protect what I love, because like especially when it cuts to the whole thought of never fight a superior enemy even if it costs you a friend, as like Gon kind of flashes in his mind. So
yep.
I love the build up of this kind of internal conflict with Killua anytime it's present on the screen.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
And 99 does a good job of reinforcing that here.
Yeah. So he does work up the courage to at least stand up So, he's starting to resist a little bit. And then he starts walking forward. Nobunaga's like, look, man, if you go any closer, I'm just going to kill you. You know what's going on here. You don't stand a chance. Gon's freaking out. Killua is freaking out. Oh, does it cut away? Damn.
It cuts away. It leaves you hanging on the. Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of like that decision. To be honest.
It is pretty cool, actually. So then we cut to Franklin and Shizuku. I love Franklin, man. Can I just say?
Franklin
I just
is
like
a vibe.
how level-headed he is.
I don't like his net ability, but he is a vibe of the Phantom Tree.
Yeah.
He's
just a chiller.
Yeah.
So they're talking about like why they think Nobunaga is interested in Gon so much, and Franklin's basically just like, I mean, he reminds him of Uvo.
Yeah, he's
it's
just
the same
Uvo
kind of deal.
2.0. Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's really just Uvo again.
Which I always love that comparison, because at this point in the series, you would think that's fucking crazy. Like, they are nothing alike, right? But like they are kind of closer in a lot of ways than maybe you initially think, and obviously things like Chimera Ant just like showcases that to an insane degree. But like, I love how early on it's just like the craziest thing in the world if you're like a first time viewer reader of the series. Just a little tidbit I wanted to throw out there. I think it's really neat every time I come across this.
Like, just comparing the protagonist of the story to this villain. Very, very bold. Okay, so now we're back to Killua, and he's still just very shakily walking towards him, slowly but surely. He starts to ready his finger claws. He seems like he's about to do something, and then he just kind of stops, turns back, sits down. Well, he punches the wall first.
Yeah, he punches the wall in frustration. Yeah.
You can, so well done. You can just you can feel everything he's thinking. You don't hear any of his thoughts, but you can feel it. You just know.
This is also another instance where the soundtrack really does this scene justice too.
Yeah.
I think like they've been on fire with like kind of these musical choices they do for some of these scenes, I think, and it really just adds to like the tension of it. Love it.
Yes, absolutely. So Kilo's just like, this is impossible. I don't know what to do here, man. So he's just kind of brooding as time passes, and eventually it gets dark, and Nobunaga lights some candles. How nice of him.
Yeah, how sweet. Providing a little bit of lighting.
Yeah. Then we have, just a few scattered scenes here of Gon basically just like trying to spark conversation with him, just trying to talk to Killua like normal, but Killua's just kind of not there until Gon mentions, do you remember the last thing Zepile taught us? The thing, it's not autopsy or whatever, it's the other one. He calls it osmosis at first.
Osmosis.
Killua isn't really listening though, and instead he says, he's like, what, I'll be the bait. Yeah, I'll be the bait. You just get out of here.
Oh my god.
So the whole time he was just kind of thinking on saying that, while Gon was just trying to be normal.
And it's oh my god, I love it. This dynamic I'm a sucker for. Like Killua like desperately just wants to even be like capable of like sacrificing himself for a friend. Like just trying to fight back that thought, because he knows it's like a bad thing to have for like, a friend as close as Gon, to him. But
and it's also like deep down Killua probably knows like this is a bad play. Nobunaga even says as much. Like, dude, I can kill you both. It doesn't matter. You can be the bait, but you're both dead. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Very, very easily. There is no chance.
Yeah, but it's almost just like Killua doesn't really care about that at this point. He just wants to prove a point. He just wants to be able to do this.
Yes, exactly.
It's really cool, and you even get like the little flash of Illumi again, just being like, "Knock it off, man! Don't bother." And Killua says out loud to shut up, which I think is really cool too. So then they start fighting about how you should not. Gon says the line that always sticks out is where Gon says basically like, I can do that kind of stuff, but you can't. Referring to
Yeah.
throwing his life on the line for the sake of his buddy. I love that. And that
Yeah.
gets a chuckle out of Nobunaga as well. So really lightens the mood because he's even just like, I'm not going to hurt you guys. Just chill. Just
Yeah.
sit there until Crollo gets here and we'll figure this all out.
Yeah,
That's all he
basically,
wants.
If Crollo doesn't think you're fit, then you're good to go. You know, like no biggie. But then it makes you wonder if Crollo does like approve of him, like what actually happens. Then.
I think about that all the time. What would have happened? Because
like
it's
they
not like
just
Gon
force
could
him
have fought
to join.
back.
Yeah,
I don't know. I really don't know.
Like okay, well, join us or you die. Like your choice. You know, like
Yeah, it's really interesting to think about. Ultimately, I kind of feel like Crollo honestly would have not been interested in them joining because
I don't think
really
so
know if he would
either.
have gotten much value out of them. But you never know.
Yeah, you never know. It's just a weird like timeline to think about. It's really interesting, like you said. Either way, not really relevant, but just a fun thing to think about. I like the line that Nobunaga has as well. It's like, you know, you're pretty stupid if you think an enhancer is gonna listen to you like that.
Yeah, because he knows very well. So, we don't know Nobunaga's Nen type, but it could be Transmuter. And he could be seeing the same kind of dynamic here that he had with Uvo.
That'd be quite fitting, wouldn't it? Interesting.
Yeah. Anyways, the Gon finally he remembers that it's ostomy. Sorry, not ostonomy. And then he starts explaining it to Killua. Remember, you're the one that figured it out. Right. You know. And then
He's like, you know.
I got it. I gotcha. And now
I like how Nobunaga's just like bewildered here the entire time too. It's like, what the hell are these kids talking about?
Yeah, what the hell is this shit? But then I love how this whole sequence is done. It's really good. So the two boys get serious all of a sudden. They just immediately know what to do. Nobunaga snaps into gear. He's like, "Are you guys serious? Like, really just doing this? All right."
Yeah, because their aura just like ignites immediately.
Yeah.
If you're Nobunaga, she's like, "What the hell? Like, what's happening?"
Yeah. Love it. It's so fast too. So they all in this is like I don't know 15 seconds. They do that. They run at him and then they break off and break through the walls of the room in separate directions.
Mm-hmm.
And Nobunaga's just like, "What the hell, bro? Come on." And then that's kind of it for that.
Yeah, the candles blow out and then that's the end of the episode, I think. Yeah.
Yep, that's it. Great one.
Yeah.
I really like this one.
Very well paced, very intriguing the entire time. Good soundtrack usage again. Zero complaints once again.
A few lighting qualms, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world, especially considering prior issues with lighting. 99 has had many episodes.
Yeah, it's the opposite problem, so I guess I'll take this over the former.
Yeah. I don't really have any complaints. This is a very solid batch so far. You know, very impressed.
Yeah, this episode is definitely my favorite of the batch. I really, really like how they did all of the hideout stuff and the Nobunaga stuff with the boys. I thought that was very, very well done.
I guess spoiler alert, I think episode 60, like it came close to being my favorite in the batch, but I think this is definitely like just how they did the hideout stuff. It was very well done, I thought, and made for a very entertaining episode all the way through. So I got to give it up. This is probably my favorite episode of the batch as well.
Yeah. This next one is very good too. I have a few nitpicks with it, but we'll get to it. I think overall it's still a really good one though.
Sure.
So episode 60. Kurapika Assassination Team Zoldyck. Exciting title.
Checks out.
Yeah. We start the episode with the same thing we just talked about. They talk about ostomy and break through the walls. Now there's a Scooby-Doo chase happening throughout the whole hideout. Like literally they pull the Scooby-Doo moves on Nobunaga. They fake him out. He goes one way, they go another. Classic. I love this whole sequence. It's animated really well. Lighting is fantastic. And eventually they they do a very simple trick, which I love so much. I love that it works. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
They're running around all over the place, yada yada, and then Gon just screams out, "All right, let's take him down. We're ready, right?" And then Nobunaga gets into gear because he's ready for an attack. That gets his mind set. He's like, "Okay, I guess they're gonna try to kill me."
Good explanation of N here as well.
Yes.
Like, which is kind of surprising given how little they care about this system in this adaptation at times.
Right?
But
yeah, I was really shocked by this, actually, because they could have skipped this. There's really no reason to really do the whole thing other than to make it funnier that this happened. But they do the whole explanation about, Nobunaga having really damn good N.
Yeah, and what N actually is it's an adaptation of Ten and Ren, I think is what it is, right? It just expands his aura, and it lets him sense anybody that goes into his aura, essentially, and which allows him to immediately attack if anybody enters his range. And man, does it look cool. It looks very sick. I like how they animated this and presented this in general. But yeah, he stances up. He's like, "All right, I'm ready." They come
at me, bro.
And we cut to Gon kind of blowing raspberry at him as they run away from the building.
Yeah, they're gone. It's so funny. I love it lands really well in this adaptation because they really sell Nobunaga as a badass here. Like, oh wow, he's gonna get their ass, bro. He's good. Mm-hmm. But no, they fell for like the oldest trick in the book.
Also, something we didn't even really touch on is like when he was chasing them through the holes in the wall in the first place. There was also another really simple trick where like Gon just like created a fake hole and, like hid. Yeah, he hid in a room and like Nobunaga just ran right by him. He didn't even notice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's awesome.
I like how they set up the punchline for this overall. It's just awesome.
Yeah, really well done, I thought. So they're running now through really cool set pieces. I think it's cooler than the manga in 2011 where they just kind of run through I think it's just a field, but yeah, they hop down like a dam or something and they're running through like along the water.
Yeah,
really cool looking.
Makes that whole area feel a little bit more like alive, which you would think would be like a negative because like the troop is supposed to have a hideout in like a very deserted place, but like I don't know. It's just like the set pieces were just kind of like interesting to watch as they were having this conversation.
Yeah. All they're talking about really is just like, it amounts to what do you want to do, Gon? And he says, I want to kick their butts. It's like, all right, well, we gotta get better first.
Yeah.
And then they realize
they eventually reach a
conclusion.
Go talk
to Kurapika.
Yeah. That's what it all comes back to. It's like, wow, yeah. Got to get him involved if we want to do this.
And Gon did not figure out that he was the chain user.
Oh yeah, he was like, huh? Like, what? Yeah. What are you talking about, man?
Yeah. But notably, Gon is really taken aback by the fact that this means that Kurapika killed a troop member.
Mm-hmm. It's a big deal. I mean,
yeah.
Because especially considering like they literally just saw for themselves how powerful the troop. Like just a single troop member can be, right? Like they barely got out of that situation with Nobunaga as is, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so like that's probably just bewildering, especially to go and like, whoa, like he did that. That's crazy. How?
Yeah.
But I like the lighting of which they had this conversation as well. Also, I want to say like this like park setting kind of with like it was like lit just enough to where it's like obviously it's like a street light or something, right? Mm-hmm. But like dark enough to where. The tension of like just kind of figuring out what to do is like pretty palpable here as well. Really liked it.
Yeah, absolutely. And during the time they're talking about that, they also flash back to the scene, the anime only scene here of Gon and Killua talking in the airship, or Gon and Kurapika talking in the airship after, I don't know, one of the phases of the exam that we really liked that scene back when we watched that. That was cool to see a throwback to that.
Yeah.
Then we cut to Kurapika, who is driving. Well, he's being driven to the meetup with all the assassins, and we see a bunch of schmucks, and then the Zoldycks and Kurapika.
You can really tell who are the more important characters in this scene.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
It's very funny. So, they're just given the rundown. Very simple job. Well, simple on paper at least, or just kill the troop. But, that's not really easy in any capacity.
No.
So the two, I don't know what the hell these guys' names are, nor do I really care. The
I don't
two
think they ever
assassins.
say them.
No, they have code names, but I don't know them either.
Yeah, like one's name's Yellow, one's named Blue. Like who gives a shit?
Sure. Who cares? They're like, oh yeah, we need all these. We need code names. We need disguises. We need all this. Yada yada. Blah 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 blah. And then the Zoldycks are like, no.
Yeah, Zeno specifically is like, we're not playing a children's board game.
Yeah,
here.
I'm good, bro. No thanks.
This line gets me every time. It's like, what are your names? Silva and Zeno. And then they're like, those are colors?
Yeah, Silver and Zeno's a color? What? Like, no, that's our real names. Here's also our business card with our address on it. Here you go.
Yeah. Well, we'll give you 30% off if you call us.
Yeah. The Zoldycks. And then they're like, oh shit, they got the Zoldycks in here. And then the other guy, who he is named, I mean, he'll fight Crollo next batch, but fight, quote unquote, if you want to call it that.
Yeah. Technicality.
He's trying to be a hard ass to Kurapika's, he notes that, okay, the Zoldycks and these two guys, the tattoo half hair guy and the beret guy, are these are the real deal. I don't even remember the tattoo guy.
No,
so. I literally do not remember him at all.
I tried. Dude, I can't. I tried so hard to think about, like, where does he show up in these next few episodes? And I couldn't guess.
I don't remember. I guess he'll do something small, maybe. I don't know.
And by something small, we mean probably get killed by a troop member. So.
Yeah, probably.
We'll see. We'll see about that. Our memories will
so
be
basically, yeah. There's also the guy in the mask, who I also don't remember at all, and nobody even mentions him either. So like, I don't know, because even when Kurapika's pointing out like the difference between the people in the room, that guy does not cross his mind at all. Just completely ignored.
Wow.
But anyways, yeah, they're all just they get Kurapika's opinion, by the way, on if they should get into teams or not, and he also says no. Yeah. So it's like 2 to 5 or whatever.
Or 5.
They also don't ask the mask guy, so
yeah, he just doesn't exist, I guess.
That guy does not exist. So 5 to 4 is what it was. You can form a team if you want, but we're good.
Yeah. There's also a shot within this conversation, I want to say, where like where Kurapika was explaining that he thinks everyone's better off working on their own, where like you see a close-up shot of his eyes where he says, I know I'll be fine by myself, and it has like the sun kind of reflecting in his eyes. I thought that was a really like well done shot there.
Yeah,
really pretty.
Yeah, I agree. That did look really nice. So then after this, they break off from the meeting, and Kurapika and Light are walking through the hall as they encounter Zenji, who is the asshole. You know him, you love him.
Yeah, the asshole. That's the best way to describe it.
Just a big wig in the mafia. He's coming up to Light, talking shit. It's like, oh, you think you're hot shit now? You know, you just made your way up here through your daughter's fortunes, all that shit. And then Light, what does he even say to him? Oh, it's hard watching a man so jealous. Yeah. So that sets Zenji off. He's pissed, and he just lunges at the guy and starts punching him in the face, while Kurapika does nothing at all until like 4 or 5 punches in. What the hell? What kind of bodyguard are you, bro?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I guess like it kind of looked like Light was just like letting them do it to an extent, right?
Yeah, but you gotta be on that shit immediately, man. You're being paid to guard that, man. You're about to be the underboss in a couple days. Letting your boss get beat to shit.
Oh my god.
But he does eventually stop Zenji.
Hey,
But I mean,
Light takes it well too. He's just like, yeah, no biggie.
yeah,
Basically.
yeah. He's like, whatever, man. I don't really give a shit. Yeah,
I
Zenji
won't.
storms off, and oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna kind of elaborate the monologue he has, where like like they have no clue what they're up against. Like I've worked my way up the ladder this far. Like I'm not gonna stop. These guys are a dime a dozen, basically.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, and then we cut to Neon, who he was just talking about, who has broken off from the team. And this is where I will say I do find it a little annoying, some directorial things here where it's all out of order. We don't get to see her chronologically break off from the bodyguards. She's just suddenly on her own.
It's a retroactive thing. It's a little weird.
Yeah, it's just another one of those really bizarre 99 choices that I just cannot possibly rationalize, but it happened, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Granted, it's not like as big of an immersion breaker here, I think. But I don't know. I can't really explain why I feel like it isn't as immersion breaking, like the reordering it here. It's
just strange.
Yeah, it's strange. That's a good way of putting it.
But yeah, she's on her own. She wants to get to the auction because, I mean, she knows that her dad was full of shit. And then a familiar-looking man appears, who we don't get to see the face of quite yet.
But we do see the earring.
We do see the earring. Meanwhile, Light and Karapika are heading to the auction house, and they're getting through security. He's just explaining the whole security protocol right now. Mm-hmm. As Karapika gets a phone call from Melody, telling him that the boss has ran away.
Not what you want to hear, I think, when you're sitting right next to the boss's daughter or father.
Yeah, for real. But he's Karapika's cool, calm, and collected about it. So yeah, he tells that to Light, and then he's losing his shit a little bit, but he pulls himself together, to be fair. And then he calls who does he call?
Who?
Oh, he calls Neon first.
Yeah.
And then he calls
no answer.
Somebody. I don't know who he calls after that, to be honest. Just
somebody presumably at the auction, basically saying like, "Hey, if you see my daughter, bring her in immediately. Like, don't let her be on her own."
Yeah. That's pretty much it. Just be on the lookout for a girl in her late teens.
Yeah. And specifically that like she shouldn't have a pass. So if you see a young girl like try and get in without a pass, then restrain her basically.
Yep.
Not knowing that she's already in the auction hall.
Yeah, she sure is, because Crollo brought her in.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And he looks spiffy.
He spiffy is a word. Yeah, he looks great. I love this outfit from him always. Him in the suit.
It's a blue suit in this version. I do prefer the black suit, but he still looks good.
Yeah, for sure.
And he is putting on one hell of a performance. He actually legitimately sounds like the nicest guy in the world. I would trust this man with my life.
I would too. Like that is a very like calm, soothing voice that he has going on here.
Yeah.
Like, wow, this guy's a gentleman.
Yeah, very, very good actor. I guess he got by using the story of like his Light did something for him or whatever. Who knows? It just he's posing as somebody in the mafia.
Mm-hmm.
So he's showing her around, taking her wherever, and then he invites her to go get a drink or something. I don't know, just tea, eat. I don't think they really eat. They just get a drink. Non-alcoholic, I would assume. And then she's just kind of talking about how she got away from the bodyguards, and that's when we get the flashback of what we should have seen earlier, which it's just one of those things like, okay, like why? But whatever.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's not like the end of the world for me, but I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, it's just really odd. But yeah, she does the whole thing. She took. I always really love how she did it. It's funny how simple it is. They agreed to take her shopping one more time before they left, and she bought clothes to disguise herself with, and then went to the bathroom and changed into it and just walked out. It's so funny.
Which is like, it's really funny for me to think about because like you would think if like Melody and Basho were like really keeping an eye on her, they would be able to recognize like the clothes that she bought. But like I guess if she slipped away into the bathroom and they just weren't paying attention, then like that's like 5
Well,
seconds
she also
gone.
waited for a crowd to walk by too. So
Oh,
she was
that's
walking,
what
like,
happened.
with
Yeah.
a crowd of girls. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, Neon's just smart. She just completely outsmarted them.
Yeah. Then, very smoothly, he brings up, "Oh, so I hear you're good at fortune telling." I can't really remember who told me that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And he's just asking a bunch of questions, very specific questions. I wonder why. Love that. And then he asks if she can read his fortune.
He's like, well, don't mind if I do, basically. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see this.
Tells her his name is Crowlow Lucifer. God, I hate his last name so bad. Lucifer. I don't know. Why can't it just be Lucifer? Why you gotta add an L in there, bro? Get over it.
I mean,
Get over
in all
yourself.
fair, she says your name is pretty like weird, man.
Yeah, you have a weird ass name. He says, "Oh yeah, my friends call me Leader."
Yeah, love that.
Yeah, that's so funny. I don't even know how I would react if somebody told me that. Like, what the hell kind of person are you, bro? What do you mean, Leader?
Yeah, leader. Yeah, do you like abuse your friends? Like, what's going on there?
Dumbass nickname. But then she uses Lovely Ghost Rider again, and I always just we've seen it so few times in '99, but man, it looks cool. I just really like it.
And then we get a wicked ass smile from Crollo as well as it's happening, which I really love.
Yeah, I mean, because now that shit's his. that's
Yeah, he's like, oh, perfect. Conditions are met.
Yep. It's like window shopping at that point. It's just like seeing, that's mine.
That's the equivalent of walking by like your favorite store and seeing your favorite like an item you really wanted on Black Friday.
Yeah, literally.
It's right there. You just grab it.
Yep. So meanwhile, Kurapika and Light are stuck in traffic, and Light's freaking out. But then Kurapika's like, "Hold on, I got this. You got a map?" He pulls out dowsing chain, and they cut away, and Neon has finished writing the fortune.
Yeah. I want to make mention real quick. I think it was around here where they start using this this musical rendition in the background of the opening in like a very like in an instrumental like orchestral version.
I got chills. It's really cool.
Phenomenal. It's my favorite track in the series so far, I think, that they've used.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find that like isolated on YouTube because it's so cool. I love that.
It really set the mood for this entire like rest of this scene, and I would say just because of that alone, this is probably like what we're about to describe here. Probably my favorite scene in this entire batch, despite 59 being my favorite episode overall.
Is absolutely my favorite scene. They knocked it out of the park with this. Mm-hmm. So he starts reading the fortune. She explains that it's like 5 poems. The first one might already happened. You know how it goes. Mm-hmm. He starts reading the fortune. Not going to read the whole fortune here, but he reads it, and we see something that 99 does unique to it is we get these little images of relating to what he's talking about, which I think is really cool. We first see this cool shot of all the troop in suits and dresses.
Goes hard.
Awesome as hell. Yeah, I love it. So cool. And then the next one is a really interesting interpretation of the one line. We have Kurapika, I assume, laying like dead. We're seeing from his point of view.
Scarlet eyes.
Yeah, as we see a Crollo just standing there. But okay, I guess. Okay, I'm starting to understand the purpose of this now. This is Crollo's interpretation of what he's reading. This is how he views.
Which
okay, hey,
sick. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool as hell. Okay, yeah. So this isn't like an objective, like this is what will happen. This is just what Crollo's imagining is.
Yeah, and that's further reinforced when we go into the scene also, like when he reads the first line, a precious moon is lost, like his eyes widen and then we start cutting to the imagery. So like this is definitely Crollo's like what he is seeing like in his own mind as he's reading this.
Yeah. Insanely cool sequence here. And as he finishes reading, you see a single tear fall down. We zoom out and
This
full
shit is so
full
peak.
tears. Yeah, that's the meme. This shit is so peak.
And
There
the
it
scene
is.
is peak to his credit.
It is.
Yeah.
There it is. Yeah, it's definitely did the Leonardo DiCaprio finger point thing here.
Yeah. But like this is when like the kind of the like, you know, chorus part of the song from the opening also is playing. Oh my god, it's so good. I loved
excellent,
it.
excellent. So good. And I love also what they added here with Neon in a second. But first, you know, he's crying, he wipes away the tears, and Neon's just kind of like she's dumbfounded. She's just kind of staring at him. He's just saying like, "Oh, your fortune telling is amazing, very accurate."
He was about to explain why.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Wait, no, don't."
Yeah, because she feels, and this is something I actually forgot. It's just a feeling. It's not. This isn't a fact. But she says that I feel like if I, hear about my fortunes, I mess up the whatever the flow of events or something. I don't know exactly how she says it, but
Yeah, basically, she feels like if she doesn't hear her own poems or like read out to her, or if she doesn't see what she actually predicted, then like it'll be more accurate what happens.
yeah, basically. But again, that's just a feeling, which I think is really interesting. She doesn't actually know if that's how it works.
It's not like a hard condition or anything.
Yeah, it's like a superstition. So she excuses herself, and this is all an original scene for the anime, but I think it's really, really good, actually.
Yep.
So she goes in the bathroom, just kind of looking herself in the mirror, and she's like, that's the first time I've ever seen a man cry. She's just really affected by it.
Yeah, she's like, why is my heart beating so fast? So she's kind of like getting feelings for Crollo off of this one event. It's like really interesting, but also kind of sus. Like she knows Crollo's a 26-year-old man. Like she's like 14 or some shit. I don't know.
I actually have no idea how old. Yeah, I was wondering that in this episode. They just say late teens. She could be 18, 19. I don't know.
I guess so. Yeah. If we don't know her age, and like that's whatever. But I just thought it was funny to think about more than anything.
Yeah, it is.
But I do like this scene regardless because like it kind of develops that like emotional connection between two characters before it's like immediately like, you know, backstabbed almost by Crollo, right? But
yeah,
it builds up a nice like fond feeling between these two characters, despite you knowing Crollo was like the troop leader, right? Just for it to immediately be taken away, like a thief would for any other item, you know?
That's right. So, yeah, excellent scene, incredible music, really well directed, loved it.
I cannot emphasize enough how much this music is so good.
Yeah. It's getting me really excited for next batch. Obviously, I can't wait to see how they do Requiem. I'm so excited to see Requiem in 99. I think it's going to be incredible, but
I
don't know yet. So, back to Kurapika. He is using Dowsing Chain, and he notices, she's already in the building. So
he's like, what? Step on it now.
Yeah, let's go, man. This is a problem. And then back to Neon and Crollo. They're just kind of talking. She thanks him because she's glad that he was the one that found her.
Yep. He's like, well, why? She's like, well, unlike my dad, you seem like someone who wouldn't lie to me.
What a line.
Heart ripper right there. Yeah.
Yeah. That's all this man does. He's just that good. So they're walking, and he asks a question about his fortune. Part of it mentioned a requiem for the dead, and he wonders if she believes in the afterlife. Love this conversation. I get chills every time I listen to this. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know. Something about it is really effective to me. But in short, they're just talking about the afterlife, their belief. She doesn't really believe it. He does. He believes in spirits, at least. Oh my god, my video froze. Are you kidding me?
No.
All right.
she's describing like this like fortune teller basically that she saw on TV, right?
TV, yeah.
About like ominous warnings or whatever. And she this whole entire thing is like she just got like so impressed by how it sounded that like she got inspired from it basically.
Yeah.
And then Crollo says the name of the fortune teller like immediately. How much does this guy know?
Yeah, he's well researched. I'm trying to find the name real quick, but I can't really track it down. It doesn't really matter, but
yeah, basically Crollo mentions like she famously doesn't believe in the afterlife, and she's like, yeah, that's kind of why I don't believe in it either.
Yeah.
And then this is where Crollo's like, yeah, I believe in spirits.
Yep.
Which is why I want
really
to fulfill
cool
my dead friend's wish. Oh.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. I really like that scene.
Yeah, the conversation
crashed.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But like, yeah, this entire conversation, everything to do with Crollo and Neon, I like every single time that I watch it.
It's so good, so good. And then they get to the bottom of the escalator, and the scene we all know happens. They're just walking, and then he does the whole.
What did your friend want? And all he wanted was to wreak havoc.
Oh, yeah. Of course, he says that internally.
Yeah.
And then, does the whole chop, very quick chop. She's down, and now he's putting on an act like, oh my god, miss, you alright? And now he says, it's time.
It was the little symbol on his forehead glowing underneath the bandage too. Yep.
So cool. The Requiem begins. Oh.
Chills all over.
So cool. That's the end of the episode.
Ended on.
We pull out to a big shot of the city. Yeah. So cool. So cool. I can't wait to see next patch.
Yeah, this episode was fantastic. Again. This batch was phenomenal, I thought.
Yeah, very, very good batch. This is probably my favorite of York New yet, if not maybe my favorite ever in this series, I think.
It's certainly up there at the very least, if we're talking the entire series so far, in these 3-episode batches we've been doing.
I have minor nitpicks here and there, like I think the weird, sequence breaking of things is odd, but again, it's whatever. Like some lighting complaints, the panning or the PNG sliding, whatever. Ultimately, like it's just very minor complaints that do not detract it all that much. I think these are pretty fantastic episodes overall. Yeah,
and in a series that has done mixed adaptations of specific scenes, right, overall, with like our feelings on them, right? Just the fact that they knocked it out of the park with the Crollo one specifically, the fortune telling, more than made up for the nitpicks of that episode alone, let alone the entire batch, in my opinion. And lighting was really consistent throughout, I thought. The soundtrack choices they made throughout each of the episodes were really, really good. A lot more tracks that stood out to me than normal, I thought. Especially the one with Crollo, obviously. And it was just very entertaining all the way through. It didn't really feel like any one specific part dragged on for too long, and I really liked the adaptation of these episodes and these chapters that they adapted from, obviously. Really well done. I'm very impressed this week.
Yeah, I mean, like, but with this last episode, we have entered, like, the best stretch of one of the best stretches of Hunter x Hunter ever. Just straight up, like, this is one of the best parts. It'll be cut short, unfortunately, because of the TV broadcast ending in the middle of it, but it'll still be cool. I'm obviously next week, Requiem, which is, oh my god, I cannot wait.
I'm trying to temper my expectations just because of how like Uvo Kurapika turned out, but I feel like I have an optimistic feeling about how they'll handle Requiem, given how they handled the fortune telling scene. So I'm really excited for next week.
Me too. I was so tempted to just watch the next episode, but
which is rare, I think, for both of us, given like some of these episode batches, just like immediately go to the next. But I kind of had the same feeling, like, damn, I kind of really want to see what happens next for how they do that. I'm just that excited. Yeah,
can't wait. All right, so for the first time in a while, we're just pretty unanimous. It's a great batch. Really, nothing to complain about. We loved it.
Absolutely, yeah. I got really. We talked about all the highs already, and there's really no lows to talk about this week. So, very unanimous from both of us. I'm really happy.
Yeah. All right. With all that being said, I think we're ready to see what you guys had to say about these episodes.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go get into it. Okay, now it's time to see what you guys have to say about Hunter x Hunter 1999 episodes 58 through 60. It was 58 through 60, right? Yeah, 58 through
Yes,
60.
it was.
Had to make sure. All right, if you want to get in on the fun discussing any given topics week to week, guys, make sure you keep an eye out for the YouTube community posts as well as call out posts on Twitter and Bluesky. And of course, you can always email us your thoughts if you so choose at hunterassociationpod@gmail.com. So, starting off this week with Milu Kitty's comment from Bluesky. Episode 58, starting this one with Karapika knackered. My poor boy. I like this portrayal of extreme tiredness. It's raw. Yeah, it's like not even like it's just tiredness. It's just like emptiness in general, right? Like solemnness.
Almost indescribable.
Yeah, it's hard to describe, and we had difficulty kind of really describing the feeling as we were going over that scene. And yeah, it's just incredibly well done, I thought. Very raw, like you said. I think during this persecution, it's more evident the stress Killua is suffering in the 2011 version. Ergo, I do prefer that scene in that adaptation. I get. So you're mentioning towards like the beginning of them like trailing Nobunaga and Machi. I'm assuming Killua just seemed more stressed about the whole situation.
Yeah, I can see that. That scene does feel a little more complete in 2011, but they do everything else well.
Yeah,
So,
I thought so
it's
too.
fine. I will say, and I talked about it a little bit. I think like the actual scene of them trailing Nobunaga and Machi was a little weak, just because the presentation was pretty boring. But again, it's otherwise a really good episode. It's just a kind of a dud scene in the middle of it.
Granted, that was probably the scene they needed to like fill out the most time for, anyways, for the episode. So, it's kind of whatever. But yeah, definitely get the complaint there.
Yeah.
Here, he is simply very focused. Not quite the feeling it's supposed to evoke. I think in 2011, they treat Killua more accordingly at the fact that Illumi is manipulating him, and so it feels more coherent. I find myself thinking his character is lacking something every time I watch it, and I think it's that. That's an interesting perspective there.
Yeah, that's
and I don't
fair.
disagree with that also. Yeah, I think that's fair, for sure. I think I can look past that just because I feel like the way 99 presents the Illumi stuff is that it's very like in bursts, kind of like he just kind of appears out of nowhere at times in Killua's thoughts, and so the presentation of him like of Killua not being aware at all times that like Illumi is basically manipulating him, right? I think kind of adds to that factor, if that makes sense at all. I don't know if I'm making sense there at that point.
I think so.
Okay. But yeah, interesting perspective though, for sure. I don't disagree. Episode 59. Nah, I'm not liking this one. Oh, okay. Well, me and Kaige were just joking about before this section that like we're gonna get some disagreements again, aren't we? Even though we got like universal praise on these episodes.
Right off the bat.
That's so funny. I just needed to point that out. It feels very, very rushed. They're not giving you a second to process the pain the Phantom Troop is feeling, or the urgency of Killua and Gon's position in this situation. The arm wrestling is supposed to be a loaded scene, and yet it feels... I'm just going to read this next part. This next...
Okay. Yeah.
The next tweet, I guess, whatever you want to call it. And yet it feels so anodyne. It's bad pacing, and in my version, very bad voice acting. Not good. Oh.
Guess I wouldn't know.
No. 3 zoom-ins, Gon's and Nobunaga's eyes. It's not going to save this scene. It doesn't feel that shocking. Oh my god. I don't know if I'm on time. I'll come back to do the rest. I can't believe I'm so late with this patch.
And you came back later and said, Killua randomly having a flashback to a raven, a broken plushie, and his feet without one shoe is supposed to represent the great weight his family places on his behavior. Call me silly or insensitive, but I don't get it. It's too poetic and incoherent even for me. or in concrete. I don't know. I guess that's a use of that word.
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
I'm not either, but incoherent works either way. Yet we get a silly frame of the face of Elimi there too, but is not good enough. But is not enough in my humble opinion. Huh. Damn.
I'm not sure
I
how to
disagree.
approach this. Yeah, I think I just disagree.
Yeah, I just disagree. I think it worked really well, honestly. I was actually very pleasantly surprised because they kind of, I will agree with you. Yeah, this adaptation has been sort of yada-yaing the whole Elimi situation. They don't really spend too much time on it. But I was actually very pleasantly surprised with how they did it in this scene. I thought they kind of nailed it.
Yeah, it just kind of worked for like the vibe of the situation, I think, more than anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I also liked the arm wrestling scene. I do agree. Yeah, I forgot to mention when we were talking about it, but when they cut back and forth to their eyes like 4,500 times, I agree that was a little silly. But
okay, sure, yeah.
but I thought it worked. Yeah, it's better in 2011, sure, but I thought they did fine. I don't know. I thought the tension was definitely there, and the weight of the the emotions, at least in Nobunaga, was very much felt. I thought.
Yeah, and that was especially felt in like the dialogue exchange between the two. I thought it was great. I don't know.
Yeah.
That should be the focus of that scene as well, especially the arm wrestling one. So maybe that's why like the cuts to the eyes didn't really bother me as much, also because I was just honed in on like the conversation itself. Right?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Episode 60, Nobunaga locking a door immediately after both of them just break two walls will never... I did not even notice that happened. Did he really do that?
No, he locked the door when he went to like... So he followed one of the boys through like the holes in the wall, right? And then he got to the dead end part where there wasn't another hole, and he locked the door there thinking he was in the room.
Yeah.
But that revealed the fake out thing. So I mean that was logical enough from Nobunaga, I feel like.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
But also the entire point of that entire scene is that like Nobunaga just got outsmarted completely, So
yeah. So you
if
can view it
anything,
either
just
way.
Adds to that, yeah.
You saying he's so dumb, I can't believe it still applies because yeah. he still was pretty dumb here. End depiction, nice. Yes.
Yeah. Very badass.
It was really good, actually. They kind of nailed it, which is something I've never, ever said before in regards to Nen in this adaptation, but they did a good job with that. One scene. Good job. Zeno and Silva, finally. Zeno offering a discount to the other assassins. That's so funny. Yeah, that was really funny.
I didn't really parse that he was offering a discount to other assassins. Like, I didn't really think about that aspect of it. That makes it way funnier, actually.
It's awesome. It's so disrespectful. It's so funny. If you want us to do your job for you, give us a call.
Yeah.
Can someone explain why the fuck Kurapika let that guy hit Nostrad in the face? I just don't get it. He's literally a bodyguard. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
I about spit out my protein shake here. Yeah. It's funnier the more I think about it. Yeah, he really just let his boss get decked in the face repeatedly.
He did. So is Neon 18 years old? Because she's so childish, I've always assumed that she's a minor. Interesting. Yeah, that's how I would interpret late teens, but, well, yeah, that kind of is the only way to interpret late teens, I think. It's like 18, 19. They, maybe in your dub, they more directly said like 18 or 19 or something, but yeah, I don't know. It doesn't matter either way. She's still a kid.
Yeah, but basically, yeah, she acts like one.
Yeah. And I'll go ahead and read this last one, Dylan.
Yeah.
The conversation between Neon and Krollo is perfectly done. I liked this part very much. It's sentimental. It gives us a glimpse into Krollo's mind, even if he's lying to her. His feelings are real. I liked it very much. Thank you.
Good way of putting it.
I'm glad you agree with that, at least. Yeah,
good way of putting it. He's lying, but like the feelings that he's describing and like kind of visioning are like they're very real all the same. So the crying was not an act. Obviously.
No, yeah, he's definitely letting his real self out there for a little bit. At least
which
real
I
feelings.
always appreciate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Glad we can agree on that at the very least, for sure. Like Kaige said.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for the comment, as always, though, Mila Kitty.
All right, now we move on to the YouTube community posts. First up from Low here saying, I really like Nobunaga in the first 2 episodes in this batch. He really shows the first glimpses of the troops' more vulnerable side. Absolutely. That's the Nobunaga's usage in this arc in general is just really well done. In all these adaptations. That's just a testament to Takashi's writing, right? But Nobunaga is kind of like the lens that we view like the troops' pain from. And I always really appreciate the usage of his character in that regard. It really works.
Yeah, he's definitely the most human feeling of all of them, honestly.
Yeah, and that shows in his presentation too, as well. Like you have some like real freakazoids in that troop of characters, right?
Yeah.
But Nobunaga's just kind of like a guy with a sword, so it kind of helps there too. Nobunaga also should really consider letting his hair down more often. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, looks cool as hell.
Easily his best look in the entire series. Bummer that this is basically all of his spotlight in any version of the anime. Yeah, I mean, one day we'll get a Succession War adaptation, right? Copium?
One day,
Copium.
and then he'll get glorious spotlight, but
now is not the day. Maybe like
no.
5-6 years from now if we're lucky.
Yep, maybe.
Thank you
All right.
for the comment though, Lo.
Yes, thank you. Next up, insert name. Here he is. Starting off, episode 48. I cannot comprehend why the scene of Kurapika returning to their hotel shelter is not the ending of the previous episode. Hey, there we go. Yeah, I know.
It's insane. I can't believe they didn't end it with that.
Yeah, it was right there, man. Makes the shift back to Team Scammer seem even more nonsensical when you have such a good execution of the emotional exhaustion right fucking here. Yep. It's right there, man. I just said that. It really is right there. Just use it. I'll do a fan edit. I'll put it into my hands.
1 million views instantly.
Yeah, of something I can't even upload legally.
Well, we'll find a way to circumvent it.
We'll do a fan dub.
There we go.
That'd be really good. We're really good voice actors, so
yeah, I have a really wide range.
Yeah, the performance would be just as good. I'm sure we'd nail the Kurapika prayer.
That's an amusing thought. For sure.
I would honestly, me and Dylan doing a fan dub of Kurapika versus Uva would be fucking awesome. Maybe one day.
One day, maybe. Let us know if you'll see that. I'm curious.
That would be sick. Okay. It may have been in the previous batch as well, but I want to point out how neat it is that they made the photo of Machi and Nobunaga have image overlap from the motion. I almost mentioned that. Yeah, it wasn't like that in the previous batch. I really noticed that at the beginning when they're showing that photo again. Yeah, they very heavily put like a big filter over it, which I quite liked. It just makes it seem more like a candid photo.
Yeah.
It's a nice detail that they did not need to add, but I'm happy they did. Also a huge fan of the shot from the sky looking down on Machi and Nobunaga's tables. Great perspective to show their movements and the people taking their photos. I think it says a lot about the treatment of Zeppile in this version that I forgot if we ever even see him again. Damn.
We had that exact same thought. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Not that I even really care that much, to be honest. But
I like Zeppile, but I gotta admit I don't really care much for this version of him. He's just not. The presentation's off, and he has weird green skin that I don't really like.
Well, he had like 3 different skin colors in that episode.
Yeah, morphing skin tones. So I want to touch on something that I noticed. Something was bugging me during the entirety of the surveillance of the Machi and Nobu scene, but I couldn't quite place it. It took me coming back to it another day but I figured it out. There's almost no music.
Yeah.
I guess that's right.
In particular, there's very little music, I think.
I tried imagining how it went in 2011. I remember the soundtrack and realized that they are doing nothing to impart the tense nature of the scene with audio. Once you notice it, the glaring lack of audio aid hurts the scene. This is a really tense scene, and enforcing that how you can is key, and it just comes out a little worse for it. I will agree with that. Yeah, I do think okay, so here's the thing. The trailing scene, yeah, I said was a little botched. I don't think it was that tense, but all the other stuff following it is. So, I
Yes.
mean, does it ultimately really matter? Like, I guess, kinda, but they nailed the other stuff, so I cannot complain that much.
Yeah. Like it's a small drop in this like in this like pool of like completely fresh water still, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
right, right. I know that the Japanese call the game Doubt. Oh, okay, well, there you go. I guess I'll just believe that.
Okay. There's our answer. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll take your word for it.
You happen to be acknowledging a lot of things we talked about. That's actually really eerie.
Yeah,
How did you do
like,
that?
precognition.
Yeah. Maybe he has Neon's Nen ability.
Ooh.
Ooh. I know the Japanese call the game Doubt, but every time I hear Neon say it, I think, man, this would be so much cooler if she called it BS. Yeah, I think that would be awesome.
It
I
would
wish
be
she
very
walked
cool.
out of the room and said bullshit as she was walking.
It
It would have been
it would have
really
contrasted
cool.
her very like childlike character a lot, but just all of a sudden just like cursing out of nowhere when she doesn't get her way. Like it's,
I don't want to check right now, but I actually wonder if they changed it to bullshit in the English dub, since I mean that's what the game is called. I kind of doubt it because the syllables don't work at all. But
yeah, it's probably just doubt still, right?
yeah, I can
It is
dream.
curious.
In our fan dub, Dylan, we can do that.
There we go. Now you're cooking.
Do you can play Neon.
Oh, okay. I'm sure. I'm
Yeah.
sure I can do a really good neon voice.
Yeah, I think so. What the fuck is the aircraft above the Zoldyx? It's like a segmented fish-like jet. Is that Kaiba's prototype for for the Blue Eyes jet? Yeah, I think so.
Hey, listen. This is the world of Hunter x Hunter. I'll believe it.
Could be
if they say it's a
anything.
plane, it's a plane.
Maybe it was Zeno's dragon, just looked a little different.
Hmm.
I will say the way that they keep Kilo's reaction to Gon tracking Hisoka out of frame of reference is pretty funny, with his edge bulging out of the. Wait, hold on. I gotta restart. What is happening? Okay. Gon tracking Hisoka out of frame of reference is pretty funny, with his edge bulging out of his head at the corner of the screen before he strikes him. I can't interpret that. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm dumb or if you just typed it kind of fucked up. Anyways, but probably would have been best to properly communicate why he punched him, though. Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. When Kilo hit him for talking about him trailing Hisoka.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I still don't get the edge bulging out of his head part.
I don't either, but edge bullshit.
I'm trying really hard to interpret this genuinely.
I am
can't
too.
figure it out.
I'm not sure if I'm just really dumb or what, but let us know. Just hey, if we're dumb, just straight up say it, man.
Yeah. Either way, though, I mean, like we pointed out, even in our discussion, that you kind of just punched him for no reason, which I thought was just for pure comedic effect. To be fair, so like I didn't really think much of it, but I don't know. It
Yeah.
doesn't bother me either way.
Yes. The see-through static image wipe chase scene. Yeah. That's exactly. Remind me why people say 99 has better animation than 2011. Then you said 99 again. Have people fucking seen the corners they cut? Yeah, I know. It's true. And in 2011, that is a remarkable feat where it's 141 episodes and they really don't cut any corners. It's actually remarkable. And compared to this, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cut corners all over the place.
For sure.
It is what it is. And that scene is a very shining example of that, for sure. But again, I have to emphasize every time we say it, everything surrounding it was really good.
Yeah, it's just that one scene that was like really like noticeably lacking, to be honest, out of the entire batch, which is very impressive for 99 standards, I think.
Yes, absolutely. Like the fact that Killua burns his skin off with the friction of escaping from Finks is much more visually signified here. 2011 kind of hides it. Yes and no. I get what you're saying, though. This
I will say 2011 does like the whole bouncing across the room thing
Yes.
of Killua a little bit better. It's just a lot more fluid and fast, but
Very
I do
fast,
like
yeah.
the burning the skin off part here in 99. It's very visually satisfying.
This bleeds into the next episode, but 99's general ambiance lends itself well to scenes like the two boys getting captured. The dark, grungy light works with the dilapidated buildings.
Yeah, I could agree there.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next part, unless you had anything else to say, Cage.
No.
Okay. Backgrounds. Okay, I want to touch on something that's a problem across all the episodes this batch. The backgrounds are utterly nonsensical. Okay. York New is a modern metropolis. We have seen this. Glass and steel and New York-style buildings. But in the chase scene and the Machi Nobu Nervalence, they are in a much less dense space of Mediterranean-style buildings and stone builds. The backdrops even have those scaled elevations you see in many coastal cities. Then in episode
True.
60, they escape into a modern metropolis style of architecture at night. What is this setting?
You're very right. I really didn't even think about that, but yeah,
I didn't
did
think about the
happen.
cohesion there. Yeah.
It's almost like they used like old backdrops from like the hunter exam stuff, like the town where they got off the boat.
Okay, now that
But
you've written this out in front of me, yeah, it kind of does make no sense, the background usage for that part.
it doesn't.
But,
Again, that whole scene kind of botched, but hey,
it is.
it
what
happens.
It is. I don't. Yeah. Oops. Sorry that I didn't get affected by it in the moment. I guess. But it is weird to look back on now. Okay. Episode 59. 1999 not set scenes at sunset challenge impossible.
Yeah, really. It's like my
To-
hero
to-
with the blue skies.
It is. To his credit, the sunsets do look pretty good still. Whenever they do.
They do.
They do like. They love putting scenes in that environment though, for
Yeah.
sure. The flashing of the faces over the screen to introduce the characters looks tacky, though I do like some of the split screens later, like Phaeton and Nobunaga, or the big split screen with most of the people in that room.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a strong opinion on that.
It's just that's a
personally.
very of the time anime thing.
Yeah. They made the Hisoka play dumb moment so fast they refused to linger on anything.
I thought that made it funny, actually.
Yeah.
I
That was
kinda
kind of the same impression I had.
I liked how
Like-
fast it happened.
Because, like, the point of that is basically that it's a joke. Like Hisoka, don't blow your cover, basically, right? I don't think it's lingering on it really does anything, personally. To me, my opinion, but I don't know. I respect it. Killua's reactions are great. We get some great ones in the hideout scene to his frustrated face when a dumbass, a cat face, and a great expression when Nobu threatens them that has both the cold eyes of an assassin, but also the face of fear in the face of strong enemies. Super expressive.
Yeah. Great point.
This entire episode in general just like really like is a big strength to Killua's character, how they've handled him when Killua's in conflict specifically. Just a very expressive character in 99 when not a ton of characters are not nearly as expressive, I think. In general, basically everything with Nobunaga is great in this version. They really express his pain over losing Uvo well. I think it's pretty similar in quality to 2011, but they do an excellent job here in using both the arm wrestling and them being trapped in a room to express his personality. Most things in the trapped room scenes with him and the kids work. And the kids, not in the kids. That's a very different sentence. I especially...
Wow.
I especially like Killua's freak out.
You should actually edit your comment.
That's-
Even though nobody may ever read this again, but I think you should edit your comment. That's a pretty bad one.
Oh my god. Okay, moving on.
Damn.
I especially like Killua's freak out. It just does a good job of expressing his headspace and frustration with good visuals and has a lot of tension. Yeah, absolutely. Again, the vibes of that scene and just like feeling the frustration that Killua was feeling in that moment, like you can easily put yourself in his shoes, and I really like that for what it is.
Totally.
The animation and lighting really amplify the intensity of the scene, but still, But the scene still really suffers from the poor implementation of the auction material. Also, when Gon is talking, his mouth doesn't move a lot of the time. Oh,
I didn't notice.
I actually didn't notice that either. But now that you notice that, if I go back to that episode right now and I do notice that, I'm gonna like forever remember that. So.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I don't go back to the episode for my sake of having this episode be really good still in my eyes. But no, I agree though. The poor implementation of the auction material and just how long that dragged for and how it was kind of a bore in this adaptation for me. Yeah, I mean, it made that part of the scene a little bit weaker for me. But it overall, like the goal of that scene in general still hit for me. So it's kind of whatever to me.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
Wow, so much natural light coming in from all those windows. Why has there been none before? Good lighting these episodes.
Damn, I actually kind of disagree, but it is brighter. It's just I think it went too much in the opposite direction for my liking.
Well, he's talking about when they're like in the room with Nobunaga, right?
Oh, just that? Okay, about. Yeah, that looked good.
Yeah. I think so, or maybe he was talking about the. I don't know. I actually don't know which scene in particular he's referring to here. It could be several, I guess. But I don't know. The lighting was good to me, I thought, overall, to be honest. I mean, it was bright in like the big room with all the troop in it, right? But like again, like it was like because they set that scene in the daytime, it's like believable enough to me with that many doors and windows in the building, you know? So like it's whatever. True. It makes sense at the very least, which at least like is a step up, even if we feel like it should be thematically darker. It's a step up from the other lighting scenarios in prior episodes where like it just makes no sense whatsoever why it's so dark in the room. Mm-hmm. That's the big thing. The scene of Machi getting paired up with Hisoka is hilarious. I absolutely agree. That was very funny. Yeah. Killua finally has the purple aura he kinda should have always had. He did have the purple aura this episode.
Yeah, true. Wonder if that'll stick.
About time.
Episode 60, a bunch of really solid scenes in this episode. The scenes with the assassins and Kurapika moments with Nostrad both do what they need to do very well. I wish they showed Neon escaping chronologically. I'm starting to think that they are allergic to the normal flow of events. Literally, yeah. Like there's no.
What is this?
There's no other explanation for it. They just can't do things chronologically. They hate it.
God.
Neon's really childish here. I love it. Both her and Crollo have a lot of personality here. I do think Crollo presents a bit too mischievous with his smirk and glowing eyes when she reads his fortune, but I can forgive that given how well their scenes come across. Pretty much all of the visuals during the reading of the fortune are excellent. Yeah. Mm-hmm. The cameo of the opening works way better than the last one, in part because of the setting, but also the fact that it is a unique version that stands out.
And that's the thing about it, for sure. Yeah. Compared to like when they just kind of put in the first opening randomly in that.
Yeah, it's totally different. Like that was just a really weird insertion of straight up the song, but
and it didn't help the timing of it as well. To be fair,
yeah,
but
really didn't.
But yeah, go ahead with your explanation.
Oh, I was just saying, like, yeah, this is like a soundtrack version of the song. We had uses of the first opening as an instrumental, you know, back when that was still the opening.
And it was
quite
good
a
then.
few times. Yeah, and I thought that was really good, yeah. But the use of it in the last batch was just weird as hell. Like, they just put the audio file in the episode. So weird. It didn't feel organic.
No. But yeah, here it's thematically fitting. It's a unique version, but it's like it's similar enough to when you hear like the chorus of the song being played through the instrumental, you kind of have like the Leonardo DiCaprio moment, like, oh shit, that's the opening, you know?
Yeah.
Just makes for a cool like immersion of the entire scene. I think it works really well for sure. But yeah. Thank you for the comment this week, Insert Name. Really appreciate it. Glad we have aligned views for the most part on these episodes.
Yeah, for the most part.
Next up, we have from Fillard Millmore saying, I can't actually watch the episodes because holiday week. Oh, fair enough, I guess. It's busy and all, but I'm pretty sure 99 has Kurapika in a skirt design, or skirt disguise. I don't remember anything else to highlight, sorry.
Whoa, you're way far ahead. That's like months from now, actually.
Well... Yeah, you're a little early, but we appreciate the comments still nonetheless.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I guess it
holiday.
could be next month. Maybe we'll see. I don't know pacing.
Yeah, we'll see.
We have 10 episodes left total of York New. But thank you, Philip Moore, for writing in anyways.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up is from Magitech. Have you guys thought what you're gonna do when you're done with 99? I know the new batch is around the corner and all, but an arc tier list, a top 10 best and worst moments. We've talked about it. Yeah, you know, we'll get there when we get there. It's still quite a ways away. Again, this is 92 episodes.
Yeah.
But and we'll have a batch of chapters presumably in between some part of that at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
we'll see. When we get there, we get there. It's still quite a ways away though, but we have ideas.
Yeah, ideas for sure. And we're continuously cooking ideas, I think, as much as we can, anyways. But right now the focus is just on 99, and then whenever the new batch is announced, we have some ideas and plans for that time period as well. So
Yeah. Everything
just
is
kind of
subject to
focus.
change based on the chapters, because I mean, we'll pretty much be going like all in on Succession more stuff again once the chapters are confirmed to be coming back. But
Right.
for now, we're here in 99. Episode 58, and we start right where we left off, with Gon and Killua on the track of Nobunaga and Machi. Gotta love that old digital photo style quality.
Yep.
And speaking of retaking things right where we left them, here's a 99 exclusive scene I've been waiting for. Kurapika returning to his group after the morning, after fighting Uvo. In my past comments, I went on how 99 approaches his conflict from the angle that revenge is a hollow pursuit, and here we can see it at full force. Kurapika won that fight almost effortlessly, yet right now he looks more dead than alive. Him repeating his pledge almost compulsively, far from the cold and calculative character we know. We see now just the psychological toll all this is taking on him, a prelude of the indescribable emptiness to come. Yeah.
Yep. I can't emphasize enough how strong that scene is, and like you just kind of have to watch it for yourself to like fully get it. Like,
Yeah.
because like it's really just hard to describe the feelings that evokes, but like it's palpable.
Yes, absolutely. Back with Gon and Killua, and the scene is more or less the same that we know, with the difference mostly being the weather. 2011 had this thing for a rather cloudy and gray environment, while 99 goes for a full summer sun. So bright it almost feels weighty. I've always loved the scene and both exchanges of the respective groups, particularly Killua's metaphor of the two Hisokas. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Back with the Nostrad family, Light is lying, Neon is doubtful, Basho and Squala are about to pop a vein, and Kurapika is still half dead, so all is as it should. Yes. We get the breeding and the coming of one of the most dreadful duos of this entire
The breeding. I assume you mean like brooding or something along those lines.
I'm not really sure what they mean, but we get the breeding.
All right, sure.
We get the breeding. We got it. Fine. I've been waiting for the breeding ever since we started this.
The breeding of Silva and Xeno Zoldyck. Are we watching the right episodes right now?
You might have downloaded the wrong episode. I'm really not sure what you're trying to say. But anyways, yeah. The coming of the most dreadful duo of this entire series, Silva and Zeno Zoldyck, arriving at what we can only assume is the Hunter x Hunter equivalent of a private jet. True, yeah. Although we do see Hisoka's private jet or private blimp, and
Yeah.
it didn't look like that. Glad they tried to keep that animal motifs most vehicles in the series have, like a flying winged serpent. True, yeah. And so Kurapika is recruited into the Assassins team with the express mission to kill the spiders. And speaking of deadly duos, Gon and Killua began their pursuit of Nobunaga and Machi to highlight highlights for me are Killua going into Zetsu and how light and color vanishes from him. Kind of similarly as to how 2011 would show it with Gon on the Hunter's exam. Speaking of, Killua's face after hitting Gon has always killed me. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
The pursuit starts here, and we see that this may be York new, but the animators took heavy inspiration from European cities. Yeah, very strangely.
Yeah, it's kind of incomprehensible looking back at it now, but it is interesting.
As weird as this may come out, I like it. One problem I have with York New is that it's always felt rather generic city. But 99, with its emphasis in ambiance and backgrounds, do give it more of a personality from Leorio's montage from a few weeks ago, with its modern and chill nightlife, the open-air auction market and business district, and finally here with an older and more impoverished side of the city. Maybe it's just me, but makes me feel like an actual complex city rather than just a collection of buildings.
I can
That's
respect
fair.
that, actually.
Yeah, I get that. However, it's based on, in defense of Togashi's interpretation of it, it's based on New York, and New York is very much just a generic city. Like it really is. It is buildings, and that's kind of
Skyscrapers. Yeah.
yeah. It's pretty much just that. So but this is like a fantasy version of it. So yeah, I guess it would be cool to add some like mysticism to it. But at the same time, I think it's kind of cool that there just happens to be like a normal ass city in this world. Because that and of itself is kind of weird for Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah, so I guess it just comes down to like just subjectivity at the end of it, right? Because I respect both takes equally, basically. Because like I do admit that like despite it being kind of like nonsensical, how you go from like completely like generic big city to like these European coastal environments, like it is a little weird and it doesn't feel like that should connect very easily. But like it does make for a variety of environments in a supposedly like really big city in the universe, right? So I can respect that to a degree as well.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next part. Me gushing about architecture aside, I love the tension of the scene here. Again, the heavy sun weighing down your characters as they give chase, and the look on Killua as he evaluates if continuing or not. It's fantastic. Yeah, I like the tenseness that the little like trailing scene adds to it. Obviously, not very visually interesting in this adaptation, but you can still feel the suspense. I'll give it to 2011 though. The moment they get discovered, I'll give it to 2011 too. The moment they get discovered, it's great there with the fisheye lens of their faces, and their really fast animation works well with Killua trying to escape. But I'll give a point to 99 again because we really do get to see Finks tear up part of Killua when he gets free. While in 2011, it looks more like he got like a weird friction burn or something.
Yeah, but I like both. I do understand that, like liking 99 more, but I actually really like how it comes off as like a really bad rug or like a carpet burn in 2011 because it's just it makes sense if I really think about it. Like he's spinning really fast, so that is friction, but you can also interpret it like he was gripping so hard that it just ripped the skin as he turned. It can be either one. I don't know. I like both.
Yeah, it's really just personal preference for that one, I think. I like both kind of equally for the reasons that you mentioned here. So, like, it's kind of... It's whatever at the end of the day, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I like both for different reasons.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Episode 59. We start with, Machi has seen Gon before already. It's a small world after all in the middle of the Mobius Lake.
Yeah.
Well, like, Machi doesn't even, like, fully remember him, which is the detail I like. She's just kind of like, hey, that kid looks a little familiar. A short interrogation and one creepy look from Nobunaga later, we're in the spider's nest. Back to what I said a few weeks ago. From here on, most scenes are going to be mostly the same, with mostly differences in presentation. Like the extra cartoonish faces when Gon recognizes Hisoka. When Nobunaga breaks down, it has to be one of my favorite moments. Not only does the voice actor really show how distressed he is, the face he makes is just so unabashedly expressive, full of sadness and anger, and it lingers. In 2011, Nobunaga was much more composed, his moment of crying was less expressive, and regaining his composure much quicker. Also, I love that shared confusion between Finks and Shizuku when Nobunaga starts laughing like a maniac. I think the voice acting for Nobunaga in general has really impressed me in these episodes, and that's not something we really touched on, I think, in our discussion. But this is making me kind of like think back to that. And yeah, I really am impressed with this voice actor in this adaptation. I think it's a really, really solid.
He did a great job.
A small scene they added was Hisoka refusing to take Shalnark's list, which I appreciate. Not only is very much in character, but Shalnark is likely one of the most worried about Uvo. Showing him getting angry at Hisoka's indifference is a nice subtle way to remind us of that. Also, that moment with Hisoka and Machi, 99 gave Hisoka a lot of whimsy. They certainly did.
Love that.
And we partake into one of 99's favorite things, the transition from sunset to night. It sure is. We get a little chat between Franklin and Shizuku that got compressed in 2011. A nice little talk in the middle of the park. It's hard to believe that in about an hour they'll be partaking in a mass shooting.
Yeah, right.
All in the name of Uvo. Back with Nobunaga and Killua's existential crisis. I really love how they handled this whole part. You can feel the anger and terror every time Killua does anything, and the imagery is also on point. From his flashback to him visualizing Nobunaga's attack, it's masterful.
Hell yeah, I love that. I totally agree. Yes, that was really well
Man, all of these episodes end in such cliffhangers. They really do.
done. Yeah, especially this last one.
It's a real step up from how they ended the episodes in the last batch, for sure.
Yeah, we really ended on a dud last week.
It's crazy. Episode 60, and the cliff left the hangar, just like Gon and Killua left Nobunaga waiting in the dark. I like that sentence. That's good. Yeah. Again, showing more of the city with its rivers, its restricted areas, and finally the realization that Kurapika had already killed a member of the troop. I love how much of a tone shift that is, and how much it solidifies the need to find him beyond just becoming stronger. Yeah, like it's not even about just like having someone capable of killing or like, you know, bringing in a troop member now. It's all become very personal to everybody now, which I really like.
Yeah, it's so I love how, you know, the pieces all come together in this arc. It's so fun to watch happen.
Everything becomes connected slowly but surely, and all at once at the same time.
Yeah, it's really cool. Meanwhile, Kurapika is reprising on his head the meeting he just had with the assassin group. And before you ask, no, Kurapika saying that those two are the only ones who can compete is not 99 trying to hype them up. It's from the manga. Oh, I figured. That sounds like something Togashi would do.
Yeah.
He loves to hype up people that don't do anything at all ever.
No, that's the
so
Togashiism at its finest.
It's one of my favorite Togashiisms. It's hilarious every time it happens. 2011 omitted it because, like last episode, they're trying to compress a lot of the small talk.
Oh, I didn't even remember 2011 omitting that detail. That's interesting.
Yeah, makes sense. Also, giving that assassin and origami motif is properly creepy. Moving on to the lobby. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, it would be properly creepy if I was watching it for the first time and wasn't already aware that they do nothing. So,
yeah.
But, you know, that's how it is.
Moving on to the lobby, and it's here that we meet Zenji, a minor character for sure, but without him, we wouldn't have one of the most memorable moments on this entire series later on. Yep, I cannot wait. That is something I have been spoiled on. I have seen that scene in 99. My God, is it good? It's probably the best scene in 99. I see people talk about it all the time. It looks so fucking good, dude. Oh my God. I can't wait to see it with like full context though. In the manga in 2011, he stops him with that knife he apparently at one point before the arc began, but here he just holds his arm. I believe he could have stopped him sooner, but he's too disgusted with everything going on to show much sympathy for his boss. That's a fair interpretation. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And said disgust only grows when he explains his plan to keep climbing the underworld ladder and using his daughter to do so. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. I mean, Light is definitely a shithead. Like,
yeah, he's not a good guy.
Twisted.
Yeah, do not get us wrong. I mean, I'm not saying Light's a cool guy. We may not get the speech about the corrupt systems of Yorknew or how much of the city is in the hands of the mob, but at least we do get the truly great pick of that of that extremely gangster-looking person and that cop acting like super buddies. Also, that fish-like cell phone is manga accurate. Deal with it. Oh, I know. It's another Togashiism.
Yep.
He loves drawing bullshit.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it, actually.
He loves it. Meanwhile, Neon is being Neon and no one can stop that. I kind of like the Melody and Basho conversation being positioned here instead, that before Neon makes her escape. It does bring a sense of melancholy to the scene. Everything is already in motion and there's nothing they can do to stop it now. Okay, when you say it like that, actually, that is kind of cool. It's like,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, this already happened. You can't stop it. Like, especially so. Like, it already felt like that before, but presenting it like that does kind of reinforce it.
Yeah, I guess reordering it that does kind of make it just seem like, yeah, it's out of people's hands now. Like, huh.
Yeah, it happened. Yeah, that's
Okay.
you know what, Magitech, that's very profound. I actually kind of warmed up to that decision now.
Yeah, that makes me feel a lot better about their intention with doing that now, actually. It makes it make more sense at the very least, which was the main reason, but we were just like, why? Like, why do that?
Yeah,
Wow.
you made sense. Or made
Yeah.
it make sense. Yeah, good job.
Okay, cool.
Welcome to the Graveyard Building. Hope you enjoy our reprisal of the series' second opening. Oh, yes.
It's peak.
It's so weird that this is, I think, the moment where we actually learn the name of the leader of the Phantom Troop. Yeah. That's
actually.
true.
You're right. Yeah.
It's so easy to overlook that because we just know his name. But yeah, that is the reveal. I love that gesture he does when Neon mentions his age. He finally gets his fortune told, and ladies and gentlemen, we have a meme, and it's so peak.
It's so peak.
It's so peak. Honestly surprised that it wasn't the thumbnail for this week. I mean, you made the thumbnail yet. What?
Yeah, hey, let him cook.
Yeah, hold on. What are you talking about? Why did he smile on this version? Was he trying to save face with Neon? Was he relieved to find Uvo's fate, and that he's not being used as a tool by the enemy? Is it about his perspective on free will and the ideas were puppets of fate? It's fun to speculate. Yeah. I mean, it could be any of those things. Who knows? He's Kurlo.
The smile is very mischievous looking, but like you can have so many different interpretations of like why he's smiling there. And that's just Krollo's character in general. There's just so many interpretations of that character that are out there, even to this day. It's
That's
very
why
fun.
he's the GOAT.
Yep.
In all versions, Neon is flustered by seeing him cry, but only here does she actually end up running to the bathroom because of how much that affected her. Really like it. I thought that was such a good inclusion. Fun fact, here Krollo is drinking out of a glass cup and Neon from a teacup. While in 2011, Neon is drinking from a glass cup and Drollo from a teacup. Weird, huh? That is really weird, yeah.
What the hell?
Huh.
The more you know, huh? That's really interesting. Okay, moving on to the last part of this comment. I don't know why, but this conversation between Neon and Krollo has always been one of my favorites and always stuck the most with me. Just Neon talking about being entranced by a fortune teller she saw on TV. I don't know. There's something that just feels genuine to me about that. I always wonder how Togashi came up with that backstory. Then again, that's what he does best. Some of the most memorable moments of this entire story are just two characters casually talking with each other.
I'm glad you called that out too, because yeah, it's exactly what I was saying. I love that scene. I literally get chills every time I watch it, but I don't really understand why I like it. I can't really put my finger on it.
I think it's exactly what Magitech says here. It just feels genuine. And
yeah,
in a world with so much whimsy and crazy supernatural shit going on all the time, it's always like the genuine heart-to-heart moments, like that just like feel the most real. And those are always like, it makes it stick out more, I think. So
yeah,
that's my interpretation of that. Anyway.
No, yeah.
Why we get attached to these scenes in particular.
I love Hunter x Hunter, man.
Yeah, it's so peak. I have to say it again.
It's so peak.
Again, that Scorpio symbolism. I see what you're doing, 99. Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal. Next time on Hunter x Hunter, Requiem, Emptiness, OVA. Wow, not the OVA.
Actually,
part.
not yet. Yeah.
But the other two, yes.
Yes, definitely.
We'll get there, though. We'll get there. Thank you,
Yeah,
Rich, for the comment.
Yes, thank you, Magitech. I have a theory. I feel like the TV broadcast is gonna end with indescribable emptiness.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
That seems
wouldn't
like
that be insane? Oh my god, what an
that's
ending.
actually like a. If it does end on that, I actually like that's such a ballsy move to end the TV broadcast there. But I heavily respect ending it there if that's what happens.
Yeah. I really genuinely do not know where it ends, but that's just my guess. I think it would be pretty sick, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll see next week. We'll see if that comes to fruition.
Very close.
But yeah, really great points all around this week, Batcheck. Thank you for all that.
Yes, thank you.
And as to everybody who has commented this week as well.
Mm-hmm.
Usual reminder to cap off this segment. If you want to get in discussing any given topic week to week, which I guess every given week is 99 basically, right? If you want to get in on the fun of discussing that, make sure you keep an eye out for the YouTube community posts as well as the call-out posts on Twitter and Bluesky. And if you so choose, you could always email us at hunterassociationpod@gmail.com.
Yes, sir. And with that, this has been the Hunter Association. Thank you so much for listening. We are available on all major podcasting platforms as well as YouTube for the video version. Be sure to follow, rate, review, and comment on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can also follow us on Twitter at TXHXAPod as well as Bluesky at THAPod for updates on the show and as an alternative way to submit responses to the weekly call-out posts. As always, we'll be here at the same time every week talking about Hunter x Hunter. Dylan, where can people find you online?
You can follow me online at DJ Tengen. That's DJTENGEN on Twitter and Bluesky. Go give me a follow if you want to see what I'm up to. Lately, it's just all One Piece card game stuff. So, spoiler alert. But go follow me if you're interested.
Yeah. And of course, you can follow me on YouTube and Bluesky at Manga Kaige. Same stuff as always.
Manga Kaige Awards are coming up. Go see more info on his channel. For more info on that.
Yeah, I'll actually be giving out the info next Friday. So
there we go.
Stay tuned. It's exciting stuff. I'm
exciting.
very excited for this. Yeah. Be fun. All right, for the show, guys, next week we are ending the TV broadcast of Hunter x Hunter 1999. So
big accomplishment.
Yeah, big stuff. This is huge. We're entering a new era from the week after, the 2 weeks after, because character retrospective. But this is the end of an era next week. This is the final episode that aired on TV. Wow.
Crazy.
That's crazy. Very crazy. And then it went off air for, forever. But the OVA came out like almost a whole year later.
Wild.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy timeline.
Interesting times.
For 99.
Yeah, it really is. And we'll be able to talk about that more once we get to it. But yeah, next week, episode 61 and 62. And just a reminder, we are switching 2 episodes instead of 3. 2 episodes from now on for every podcast episode.
Yep.
Yeah. Keep an eye out for the community post Monday, hopefully. I forgot until Thursday this week. That was awesome. I love that I did that. That will not happen.
It'd be like
time.
that. Forgive us for our sins, guys.
Yes, I'm sorry about that one. That was probably the worst I've ever done. All right, we will see you guys next week. Thanks for listening and watching. Take it easy.
All right. Yep. Take care, everybody.